welcome to what I believe is the official live launch of the Misadventures of Notable Nobodies. We're joined this time by Rowan, able to pull himself out of his sulkiness for at least a moment to be visible.
Oh, not even a little bit.
But here we have the Misadventures of the Notable Nobodies, founded in the city of Minoris haphazardly, with the intention at first of joining the Keybric Continental Watch in some fashion. However, after a series of tests and examinations, you recently learned you were not to be accepted into the watch. However, due to the different circumstances of your denial, being less so based on abilities and more so based on your inability to put the task at hand ahead of your quarreling with the Thunder Talons. Thus, you all and the Talons themselves were set about on a separate task from many others, sent far north on Keybric to the cities of Ginhat and Hill's Edge for the Talons, where you would take up small locations with the hopes of expanding, proving your worth, and either proving one of the two squads to be far superior to the other, or proving that you can in fact manage to work together. Your trip to the city of Ginhat, much a distance from Minoris, has led you now to the city of Stratson along the Dockenshire Forest, where just previously you had met a small halfling trader of sorts named Beldek. After aiding him with his broken wheel, you had gained favor and he had agreed to give you route to at least the intersection nearest your destination before he had to turn off towards Kymel. However, with your stop in Stratson, you took the opportunity to stop by the home of one of your new members, Katya, meeting her mother, at least for the time being, her father seemingly not anywhere at the moment. But that's where we'll pick back up with the three of them at least. You, Rowan, can, I suppose, determine whether or not you joined any of the preparations for dinner, but things are going smoothly as you progress through. However, at this point you have learned that due to the very minimal time lapse between the time in which your letter to your mother had been able to leave and your arrival, there's been no time to prepare any desserts or anything of that nature ahead of time.
No cakes.
As you would be able to figure, the mail courier headed this way at the earliest left 2-3 hours before you guys left town.
Yeah, I thought we were going to stay another day before.
Solid.
But as we pick back up, you're in the kitchen aiding the small woman. You are
way
having
too
a hard
big for this
time.
kitchen.
You're definitely slouched, hunchbacked much of the time just to avoid any of the occasional dangling pot or pan.
Stir. Something.
What was your mom's name?
Zanina.
Zanina, do you have an apron that I can wear?
Oh, well, I have something, yes. It'll be a bit tight, I'm sure, and perhaps not cover a whole lot.
Right, I'll take 2 in that case, I say as I'm putting on my gloves at the edge of the kitchen.
Do we have 2 aprons?
Very well. You see her take off the one she's wearing, go over to a drawer and pull out another one.
Giving you a really dirty look, like...
What? Cooking is messy.
That's why she was wearing...
I'm just going to be looking around the dining room, wherever it's not the kitchen that they are all in. I'm just going to be looking around at things.
With the size of the house being what it is, for the most part, the main living area and dining area kind of share an area. It's mostly like 2 halves of the same larger portion of the room. But you hear the occasional shifting or clang of metal, varied meats you can hear slabbed about as you poke about. Also, while not having perhaps as difficult of a time maneuvering through the house as Rico is, both you and Questa have a bit of a harder time than what you're used to.
Alright. What time of day is it right now?
I believe you had arrived here at the earlier portions of the evening.
Is the sun going down?
It's getting there.
Alright, after poking around a bit, I'm going to go outside and just kind of watch it.
Okay.
Okay, what can I do? I don't normally cook, so I don't know what's going on.
Why don't you set the table? These are all clean, so you won't dirty yourself by touching them. Then you also want my food.
Alright. Do I get to at least help make the cakes?
I don't think there's time to make cakes before dinner. Do you have any idea how long it takes to make a cake?
No. But you told me that there'd be cakes, so
I said that I told her that you like cakes, but we left like just after I sent that letter. It takes hours to make cakes.
Alright, I'll go set the table, I guess. Go off.
As you make your way out there, you get out into that main room just as you see Rowan walking out the door shutting behind him. You go about setting the table as best you can with what you're given.
I just kind of I don't set it really nice and proper. I just kind of dump everything out and I just put everything in different corners.
Spread it out. Yeah, looks good.
This is how tables look.
Is there anything in particular you'd be doing
I
besides
just
watching the
kind
sun
of
go down?
You're still in the kitchen?
Ruminating.
Yep.
Oh,
Doing whatever the little gnome lady tells me to do. Might as well learn how to
Stratson's a
cook.
much
Yes, chef.
different city than you're used to in Basin Vale. Everything is either just clearly sheared wood or just logged wood made into cabins and huts of that nature. Give me a perception check as you look about.
Oh boy. 12.
Glancing about, there's not a whole lot to see as far as the people in the area. Things are quieting down in the later hours of the day. However, with the waning light, you do notice a single structure that kind of stands out compared to the others. You can tell it's still made of log like all the other buildings around. However, there are no visible windows from the two sides of it. You can see the distance of the road you stand on, and where on the building right next to you and all those around, there's the clear indication of log on top of log. There's less of that as some means of material seems to be slathered in between all the crevices of the logs.
Alright.
Is there someone in this town that sells cakes, I would assume?
There's a baker that does things of that nature. Yes, there's by no means a specializer or anything like.
Not like
I
she's
find
used to.
enormous, yes.
But I will say, hey, can you stir this?
Cake shortage.
Ma, I'll be right back.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna run off to them before they close.
How long am I supposed to stir this for?
You're given the occasional advice. For the most part, you're just awkwardly.
Like standing there stirring. Like I imagine like she hands me the pot and the bowl. What are you doing? Yeah.
You're just like, alright, what now? But you are able to acquire some cakes. You can tell that they're likely made in the earlier portions of the day, or by
Right.
no means super fresh and
Oh yeah.
not what you saw at any of the shops you stopped at.
but
in
this is more
Menora's.
like what I'm used to.
Yes, you've eaten at this place many a times in your years.
I think these ones taste better anyway. I would buy a silver's worth of cakes.
You're able to get 6 of them.
How far away is that
They're
weird building?
larger than what you're used to as
Yeah.
How far away is that weird building?
Take those back.
well. Maybe only about a dozen or so buildings down, maybe 200-300 feet tops.
I want to meander on over and take a closer look at it.
Oh. As you get closer, kind of eyeing it, it's a thick, you can tell mostly well-dried material at this point. If you want to try and investigate, you can try and figure out what it might be.
Yes, I would like to.
So, Rowan's in true form here.
Yes.
10.
Going about it, it's different than you were expecting. Some means of perhaps builder's plaster, something like that you've seen in Basin Vale or Minoris. But as you get closer to it and begin motioning bits of it away, you discover that this appears to just be some means of dried, caked on mud. And you notice it seems to be covering any part of the structure that could have possibly let in light.
Interesting. I'm going to walk around it and see if I see any windows or anything besides it.
You go about it, you find a single door, but no windows.
Huh. Is there anyone about at this
Do I
time?
see him as I run to the bakery back and forth? Random question.
You wouldn't have seen where he was going, but you would have seen him walking off down the street.
Yeah.
There's the occasional person. You could probably flag someone down if you wanted.
Yes.
Right. You stop someone.
Excuse me. What can you tell me about this building?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's Smelt Seeker's place. He's a different kind of person. Well, yeah.
It's quite curious. There's no windows at all.
Oh, for his kind, he don't want the sun in.
His kind? What?
Deep Gnome came up from the Underdark.
What is it, smelt?
Yeah, it's Snellwig Smelt Seeker. Yeah, he handles a lot of smithing and craft and stuff. Decent knowledge, different style of building than what we're used to up here.
Yes, I noticed it from down there ways, and I figured I'd come check it
Yeah,
out.
she stands out, but you get used to it after a while.
I suppose you do.
And you don't do no harm.
Alright.
Don't ever come out, actually.
Alright. Thank you very much.
No, no problem.
Oh, put the cakes like next to the stove area so they can warm up a bit. I hide them. Like I hide them. If she comes in, I stand there so she can't see the cakes.
Give me a stealth check.
It's a thing I can do usually. It's a 13.
Alright, I mean, it's not a very large kitchen, so it's hard to really hide stuff unless you're like shoving it into counters. But to hide something right next to the stove is kind of difficult, but...
I just distract her when she comes in. Oh, hey, yeah, now. You definitely, oh, you know what? You love flowers. There is a little garden out back if you want to pick some for the table. Might look nice. Right out here. Right out here. Here we go.
Okay, fine. I'm not completely useless, you know.
I know you're quite good with flowers. That's why I'm asking you to. Here's a little vase. Okay.
I guess I'll go back and I'll pick some flowers.
You go picking flowers for a bit.
Just don't look at the stove.
What do you do after having your conversation?
I'm going to, my curiosity sated, I'm going to come back and just kind of continue watching,
Okay.
waiting.
It's not too much longer after that the meal is finished. She'd already been prepping some means of food anyways, so...
Add some in there.
What?
I will cover them up with like a dish towel kind of thing.
No, they're all
So that
dirty.
she can't. It's a clean dish towel.
She doesn't know that.
I sigh at Rowan.
Linty.
I put the flowers on the table after I come back inside.
The little fuzzies give
Those look great. Thank you, Questa.
You're welcome. Anything else to do?
No, I think food's pretty much done.
Yep, it's, we can go ahead and, where's your other friend?
Probably sulking still.
I'll go grab him.
Oh, there he is.
Food's ready. Come on, Rowan.
Alright, well, I guess we can go ahead and sit down. I'm not exactly sure when we can be expecting Yasrin.
You know Dad, he gets caught up in his work all the time.
Of course, he's likely too busy to even recognize the time at the moment.
Right. It looks great.
And with that, she motions for you all to dig in. You see the varied bits of meats that have been cut out and cooked to a very fine flavoring. She would have explained during the time that they were varied meats that had been hunted from the forest by the local hunters and gatherers.
Thanks, Mom. It's great.
Yes, it's quite good.
I'm just sitting on the floor. Yeah.
Now you're eating like Chinese style on a pillow next to the table.
Still, like, tail comes to here.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I can shovel things into my mouth.
No.
It is pretty good.
Oh, thank you. So?
Everyone's just
We
waiting
slow
for
down,
you to say
like,
something.
eating.
On tactile.
I'm gonna go like grab the things that are like, I'm assuming I put them on some kind of platter cover, bring them out, and be like,
Cake!
Oh, jeez.
You got cakes?
I did.
You told me they took forever to make.
I didn't make these.
Yeah, I didn't help make cakes.
That explains a lot. What kind are these?
I have no idea. Varied fruits.
As you taste them, they are by no means what you're used to. You can tell that they seem harder than you're used to. More of a tearing feeling to it than just biting right through it. But they don't taste terrible.
Thank you.
She doesn't finish it, I'm guessing.
No, she puts it back on the
Yeah.
plate.
I don't care. I eat my cake. I like these ones better.
Zinnia, how long have you and your husband lived in Stratson?
Oh, let's see. I think it's been about 60 or so years.
Right. So rather recently then.
And we've moved around a bit before then. We were in Kaimel.
Recently.
Spent some time in Menoris before coming here, but we've enjoyed it here. It's quieter.
Right.
It reminds me of home.
Oh, really? Where? I'm guessing you're not from here, though I suppose you could
No,
be.
I'm from Alcount.
Yes.
Hart. It's small,
Hart.
like this.
I believe I've heard of it. I've never been to Alcount.
I'm surprised. It's like that big on the map. It's
Well, we
people just kind of
try to
pass
keep
by.
well versed on things that we can.
He says there's more wolves than people.
Well, not anymore. There's a culling.
Well, that's good. They can be quite dangerous. We've had our run-ins with them in the forest ourselves. Well, not personally, but the hunters have.
Curious.
So then I read in your letter that I received just hours before you arrived that you're heading north, that is, then?
Yeah, we're gonna start our own job thing.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, we're
Yeah.
making our way to Ginhat.
Those groups at the Continental Defense, they pay?
Continental
Apparently.
Watch.
Yes.
That's them, Continental Watch.
I have heard of those. We had some dealings with a group of their sort in Kaimel when we lived there, but here it's just the watch themselves, so they pass by, make sure things are safe enough, arrive if things go awry. But that's quite exciting, quite different than I might have expected, mostly looking directly towards
I
Katya.
like not agree, but yeah, I wasn't really planning on that either. But they pay just to do random stuff that is really interesting.
They even gave us our own headquarters.
Well, that's
I don't-
excellent.
I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm sure it's going to be nice.
And
We're hoping for a castle with a moat.
have you been to Ginhat?
Nope.
I believe your aspirations may be too high in that regard.
You
Aim for the stars.
you may find Ginhat to be much like Haunt.
So it'll probably be made of wood, not stone.
If that is the
I'm fine with
comparison, then I'm sorry that you were raised in Hump.
I eat more.
Is it really that bad?
Well, I would not choose to live there. Rather run down. But a small town made its name on alcohol, so what can you really expect?
Well, I'm just gonna keep my hopes high. I'm sure it'll be nice.
Hey, Mom, do you know if there's any other inventors like Dad in the area around Ginhat? I say that with try to make eye contact.
I don't believe of that nature, no. Though there are many that choose that line of work, but none that are of the quality that people seek out.
Am I getting any fishiness between this conversation that's going on right now?
Roll an insight check.
Do I need to roll something against it?
Yeah, deception.
No, that's a nat 1. Sweet. This dice is already crap.
I got a 13.
Alright, I got a 20, unnaturally. So.
I'm just a little upset about my hopes being shattered.
You're learning to... Wait, I'm going to a rundown town. There's probably no castle, and there were no cakes. Or actually, we tried to give you cakes. The cakes were not up to par, apparently.
The cake's fine.
You took one bite and then stopped.
It's not there.
Yeah, I would have been that a while ago.
Oh, you took it.
Yeah. Sorry. You really didn't look like you wanted
You
it,
would
so...
probably grab it, nothing.
It's fine. I mean, it was good, and I was gonna finish it, but you took it away. So
Well,
it
it's
keeps
been
me from
like
doing
20
it.
minutes, and you've just been sitting there, looking at it with disdain.
I make eye contact with Mom and go, I don't know.
It's just what I do.
And what kind of
Buy another
inventor
one.
is your husband?
I pull out chicken trap.
Oh, no, that's okay. We don't
Right?
need to do that.
Those interesting. I'm sure he would quite enjoy
Yeah,
seeing
I was
those.
hoping to meet with him. His stuff like
Well,
this.
perhaps not of that comparison, but things like that. He likes to tinker and make little contraptions. Popular trinkets mostly. Sells them on the road or here in town.
I make them go pick up crumbs and move silverware. Look, that's your stepmom.
Yes, it's like they're the real thing.
Yeah.
I'll have to mention that to him.
I know. I wish I was hoping to meet with him.
Well, there's still hope. Are you to be staying here tonight, or do you have to hit the road?
Well, I believe we're gonna leave in the morning. It's
Yeah.
kind of late now.
We told the halfling that we'd meet him in the morning and
Yeah.
head on out.
No, there's
Beldak.
another of you.
No, we're just a traveling merchant, Beldak of Anwin's Antiquities.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
I know that place. I don't know if I've met this one, but I've heard of the business, yes?
Yeah, his
Yeah.
cart broke on the road, so we helped him.
Ah, but how nice of you all.
Well,
I kind of point at him.
I can see then why you might have chosen to take this position with the watch then.
Yep, we're heroes.
Chosen.
Go along for the
I give
ride.
They do seem to pay quite well, actually, for not really doing much of anything thus far.
Sleeping mostly for her.
It's true. I took a lot of naps.
I suppose if they're paying you to sleep, then there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, there'll be lots of opportunities, I think, traveling around.
That's good. Hopefully, you don't go risking too much on any of these
Yeah.
adventures.
Wouldn't want to do anything too dangerous now, would we?
No, definitely not.
As you continue conversating, finishing the meal,
Right.
it's been about 45 minutes of sitting around the table when your attention is drawn to the sound of a door opening and shutting, and then a Well, we've got lots of folks here. Katya, dear.
Hey, Dad.
Are these your friends?
Yeah, I picked them up in Minoris.
Excellent.
I have Trip and Trap still, like, going around on the table.
Yes. At this point, he seems more pulled towards the large figures than the small figures. As he advances towards you, putting an arm out towards each of you. Yasrin, how is it going?
Rico!
It's great to meet you.
Hi,
I am Rowan.
Excellent. And
This is Questa.
I'm Questa.
So you're quite a ragtag group. What brings you to Stratson then?
The cat?
Well, she pulled you all the way to here. Meet the family, did she?
Yeah.
We're on our way up to Ginhat, so it was
is that so? What you're going up there for?
We're gonna be working up there. We're gonna have our own castle and moat.
the Continental Watch.
You're building a castle and a moat.
The watch is giving it to us because we did such a good job, but the Thundertowns ruined it for us. It was a whole thing.
I'm
We're
just
being
like,
further tested to see if we are
Well,
going to stay.
I can't say I understood a whole lot of what your tiefling, or not your tiefling, your half-orc friend there was saying. But I understand that life's a series of tests. Don't matter where you're getting them from, but they're gonna come.
It sure is.
So
Rowan feels
you're stopping off for
tested.
dinner here. I see you're finishing.
Yeah, here, there's some pie. Oh, there's like one pie left. Goodness, where'd those go? Here.
Just,
Good beer.
Rico's gonna get fat.
just more muscle.
It's all muscle.
Indeed.
As long as you still fit in your armor, you can call it muscle.
Yeah, no one sees it. It's muscle.
Just forcing it.
You get full plate armor and just starts. Oh, guys, I think I need to diet.
We got some problems if that happens.
I'm not helping him get into that armor.
Grease.
Just slimy all the time.
Roll around in it for a bit and we'll try sliding that on me.
Well, as he continues to look about, he suddenly is drawn to. What do we got there? Those are. Did you make those?
No, actually, I've been tinkering with them, but I ran into. Goodness gracious.
Caslin Penadon.
Thank you. Caslin, there it is.
Those are Caslin's work.
And Minoris.
Excellent.
He was quite interesting to chat with, and he let me keep these. We helped him clear out an issue he was having. Some of his automatons went off book.
Yes. I can believe it. He is what even I just. If I could do some of the things he does,
He has a lot of resources. His house was. You should have seen his workshop. You would have loved it.
I can believe it. Depends on who you're working with and who's paying you, but
True.
Are you staying long?
Just the night. We need to get up to Ginhat. There is another group, the Thunder Talents,
Yes.
that we seem to have created quite the rivalry with. So we wish to get ourselves established and make a name for ourselves before them.
As long as it's driving you, that's something good to have. Be careful with rivalries, though. You never want to go into something that you might not walk out of simply because you refuse to let them look better than you.
See, that's the thing. That's exactly what happened when we were supposed to do our last test.
That may have been exactly what.
To be fair, it was mostly them. They're the antagonistic ones. We're just,
Recalling Questa being quite antagonistic at very many of those
Where
points.
Pooh-head was...
No, I call him a fool. Because he is a fool.
Well, suppose you might just want to make sure you know what you're walking into. That's all I'm saying, especially now that you apparently be bringing my Katya along with you on these rivalry runs.
Yes.
I think she's caused most of the rivalry, actually. I say under my breath.
Give you a look. I tried to make friends with them. Then he stabbed me.
I don't doubt that.
Hey! I did actually
Just
try to
kinda
make
look at
friends
them
with them
smile.
first.
You never took projection or people looking different at you too well growing up, so.
I tried to be friends. He stabbed me. Then we may have accelerated things.
Well, we have that in common at least.
Weren't we actually fighting when he stabbed you?
Yeah, but
I mean, that was the whole point of that, though.
Not a good enough reason.
I still maintain that it was all them. We beat them. They didn't like it, so now they're just being jerks to us.
Beat might be a strong word.
I'm going to bed, and I just get up and walk outside. Like,
That's
I don't
fair.
remember any of that happening. And just go find a spot in the garden and just go to sleep.
You just lay down next to some
Yeah.
bed of flowers.
No,
It's probably quite nice, actually. It smells great.
yeah.
It is, well, not wet or damp. You would have noticed and known due to the year drawing closer to an end. It is starting to get chillier, and while Keybric, located where it is on Solran, rarely, if ever, has much in the way of snowfall, their winters do get chilly at points, especially on the southern portions of it. The northern portions are a little warmer year-round, but the southern portions have been known to get the occasional snowfall and get cold during the winter, and you can feel a bit of the cold starting to draw near as you lay in the garden.
I'm gonna go take him an extra blanket. You know how it gets, and then I'll come back and help clean up.
Yeah, excellent.
I go take him an extra blanket.
I'm going to have to
I'm
decline
already
you off
sleeping.
to
Yeah, I'm just
stay
gonna
the
toss
night.
it on
Yeah,
you.
I wouldn't want to intrude any
Alright,
further.
there you go.
Just throw a napkin
Oh,
on it.
it's not a
There are
problem.
me-sized
As
blankets
long as you
here.
don't feel like we're forcing you out.
Oh no, you've been
We
very gracious host.
we've got blankets that you can lay on, but as I told your other friends, as far as areas for you taller folk to sleep, we're a little running short on that.
I'll just find a place. It's just nice to not sleep on the ground.
I don't argue that.
I'm going to say goodbye in Gnomish. They're Gnomish, right?
Yes.
I'm going to say goodbye in Gnomish, and then I'm going to go find the
Hey,
tavern.
so are you
or
going
the
with him to an
wherever
inn, or
it
are
is.
you just sleeping inside here
I'm just
somewhere?
gonna sleep on the floor or
Okay.
something.
Just checking.
Curl up.
There's the mound of blankets that have been gathered for anyone sleeping on the floor inside.
All right. Well, if they already gathered them up, when they leave, I'm just gonna take all the blankets and I'm gonna set myself up.
This is
You're really the
now
only one that needs them now.
Yeah. So
I have my
set
like
myself up a
spot in the
cushy bed.
corner.
That was Katya's cat bed.
No,
It's a
my
pet bed.
cat bed's in the corner.
Yeah,
she got her
duh.
own bed.
It's just a larger version
Over
of
by the
a
fireplace.
pet bed.
It's a good possibility. To
To
be
be fair, you're a
honest.
cat, so you probably don't sleep in the bed they actually made for you. You go somewhere else.
Cat person.
Whatever.
The person part sleeps in a bed.
Where's the cat part sleep?
All right, I'll come help clean up after I kick Rowan.
He's gone.
You come back to kick Rowan and he's not there.
All right, fine.
You help your mother clean up as your father seems to just be inspecting
Yeah, I kind of
both the
figured.
mice. You see him occasionally flip one over, and before it just flips itself back over and goes about what it was doing.
You know what the best part is, Katya? I say as I'm finishing up my bed.
Stick my head out of the kitchen. What?
You know what the best part is?
What?
Is no watch, a full night's sleep. Like, pull a blanket over me. Like,
She
It
just
is good that
snores.
no one has to rely on you to watch. Yes. All right.
But then it goes, you help her clean up,
Okay.
everything's finished, and as you hear the sound of Questa falling asleep,
Right.
you're left with just your parents.
So I'm like, hey, do you want to go look in your workshop at these mice?
Oh,
As I look over at sleeping Questa.
but I suppose we could do that. We can just head downstairs
Yeah.
and look down.
Yeah.
As the two of you then head down there, leaving your mother in the
Right.
living area as you having passed by the Inn and Tavern on your initial route to the house that you had been at, are able to wind back through the streets, making your way back there. You walk in, seeing a fairly decent number of people there. You would also, glancing about, be able to spot and recognize Beldak, the person that is giving you the ride from here. You also notice a varied arrangement. There are a few different gnomes, a couple of other halflings, as well as an elf and what you would recognize to be a furbolg or woman.
I'll go find whoever's behind the bar.
As you go up, one of the people behind there is a halfling. Welcome. What can I get for you?
Hello, I was wondering if I could get a room for the night.
Yeah, we can do that. You just looking for a single?
Yes.
Alrighty. And it's gonna go ahead. You'll be wanting dinner with that. We can still make something if you need something.
Ah, no, that's all right. Just
Alright,
breakfast, please.
Don't need it. Alright, if we just time that in. Alright, make it 6 copper for the room and breakfast.
Right. I'll hand over the money.
Alright. You slide the coins over, he takes them. Alright, here's your key to your room. You needing anything to drink, or are you heading off now?
What do you have for wine?
We've got some decent stuff that come in from Manoris. We've got a small bit of Ginhat left, and then basic ales after that. But if you're looking for wine, probably we've got a couple of stylings from Manoris.
Do you have any white wines?
Yeah, we got something. It's already been opened, but...
Oh, that's fine.
Alright. As he grabs it, pouring a glass of it. Alright, for that, it's going to be a silver piece. Thank you. Alright.
Good night.
As you go about drinking, eventually going to bed after that.
Yes. I take my cup up to my bed.
Oh. And you're down in the basement cellar of the house, which is essentially just a very unfinished basement.
Yeah.
There's some wood planking along the floor, but
It's a
the
Michigan basement.
the walls are still all dirt. But varied tables littered with tools, contraptions, half-completed jobs.
Right.
Very familiar scene to you as he goes over and just kind of takes some stuff and brushes paper to the side. Alright, can you get him to stop?
Stop.
They didn't do that for me.
Honestly, I didn't really think about it. But they seem to listen quite well when I tell them to do things. I'll show him the unlocking and the different thieves' tools, the bits of themselves.
No.
Thanks. Quite useful creatures. They're better at it than me, that's for sure.
As he starts going over it, as you show him different parts of it that you've discovered, he's able to take from those parts and kind of elaborate on the varied meanings. And he is able to tell you some things about him that you hadn't already realized. And that being one, that they, while having no means of legitimate biological brain, they have been created in such a fashion that a small, constantly swirling motor seems to activate as a brain and retains basic information. And it seems that that is used to essentially imprint upon someone that after substantial amounts of use.
Oh, that explains why they listen better to me.
So you can take with that and assume that while perhaps at the initial bit when they had been, for all you could tell, just wild contraptions moving about a house,
That's fair.
to now being more tamed pets of sorts, they seem to have imprinted upon you now.
Oh, I like them too.
Free range
This one is
constructs.
trick and this one is trap. We have good times. But I wanted to ask you some questions about going up to Ginhat. Is there anyone that works in competition with the family up there?
Not that I've heard of any time recently. There was the Toba sect, but pretty sure they got run out of there some bit ago. At least from what we've heard, no one's moved in there.
Okay.
But, I mean, if they're good at their job, we wouldn't have heard.
Right. That's why I figured I'd better to see what I can learn before arriving.
It's a bit too far north for the mistress to really send anyone up there to keep close tabs on.
Do you think I should send reports down if we do find someone up there?
Well, by no means feel like you have to. I mean, you are your own person. You're not involved with the Defino.
I didn't know if it might help further you and the family.
No, if I was going to advance any further, it would have happened.
Okay.
I know what I'm good at, and they know what I'm good at, and they're not looking for work anywhere else, so that's about as much as I can really hope for.
Okay. Do you have any spare parts that I could take to fiddle with these guys some more?
Take what you want.
Okay, I take some stuff.
You just start grabbing random bits. He points out a
What do you
few
got this
things that
one?
may
Yeah.
be useful, and you're able to pretty much fill a whole pouch with varied pieces.
You're sleeping. Go away. All right. Well, then by all means, I'll send letters back. Update you on what I find out about these little guys.
Yes,
Having a good time with them.
Honestly, I'd be much more interested to see how those come along, and
I know.
if you're able to do any additions or any extra work.
That's what I'm working on it. But I mean, obviously, I'm not as good as you.
But yes, and if you ever manage to make it back in the area, and we have more time to look at them, I might
Absolutely.
be able to arrange something. But
Yeah.
with you leaving in the morning, better
Yeah.
to just not get in on any lengthy work.
Right. Right. But yes, I will absolutely send letters.
Excellent.
I
Alright.
apologize for Questa. Mom will tell you about it later.
What I do?
You're asleep. Shush.
Gonna break
All right,
Whoa.
I'll like sit up and chat with him
Oh.
about like different ideas for the mice and things like that for a while. Then I'll just go to bed.
Oh,
Shady people.
Have you met me? Like I was gonna make someone who was entirely not shady. Come on.
Natalie?
Yeah.
That's why we don't play run ball with gnomes. When they go swing the bat, they just get your kneecaps instead.
Run ball.
Run ball. All right.
what's this
then.
game called? I just see you hitting the ball and running. Run ball. Oh, I get it.
Makes sense.
Alrighty. So, but yeah, I'll just go to bed after I chat with Danny for a bit.
Okay. You eventually make your way out of there. He's still in some means of planning. You can see him drawing out various bits. Some of them, through your varied conversation, he began to draw up small little blueprints, potential additions that he may be able to further foster later on.
You
Other-
finish that, Dad. Send it to me.
Other things seem to just be weird offshoots for other contraptions that come to mind as he's working on other
Right.
things. Just a very scattered, mix and match brain pattern that he goes through.
Alright, Dad. Don't stay up too late. I go to bed.
As you eventually rise back up there, finding that your mother's already gone to bed
Oh,
as
yeah.
well.
Just curl up in my corner.
And then you all sleep without need of
Put
worry
alarm out
about
anyways.
anything attacking you.
I put alarm out anyways.
And the day comes. You awaken in your varied locations about Stratson.
I start to like stretch like a cat, and then I realize that Rico's not in here, so I can just get up.
Should have started the fire.
So I'll go
Knock
help
on the
Mom with
door.
breakfast.
I'm gonna
The two of you getting around, hearing
I see,
your
like-
mother in the kitchen.
I noticed how small the door is.
You hear just a very light tap, tap.
I open it, stick like crouch down to stick my head out. Yeah. Oh, hey Rico. Yeah, come on.
I'm gonna go get breakfast from the downstairs.
If as you come back down, finding a few different people in there already, though nowhere near as busy as when you had been the night before, you're able to get a bit of breakfast, eat, as the three of you are treated to breakfast cooked by Katya's mother.
It's been a while since I've woken up to breakfast. That's pretty nice.
I get like this moment where I feel like she's referring to my mom as her whoever servant like cooked her breakfast way back when, and I just let it pass.
Yeah,
like,
the whole sleeping in the woods and not having breakfast before we headed out was kind of rough.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Mrs. Katya's mom.
Mrs. Katya's mom. Tel'rae. That's her last name, by the way, if that helps.
I was wondering that, and I should have guessed from your actual name.
Since it's my last name, it's their last name. It's kind of how it works.
The brains of the group.
So, did you see any sign of Rowan while you were out there? Is he coming?
Is he not in here?
No, he went to the inn
Oh.
or something. I don't know.
Is he not in here?
No. I was in the backyard, though. That I'm sure the inn's, like, not in the backyard. I'm pretty sure. It was dark when I
I
was
let it
outside.
catch from that. Yeah, I know.
Alright, well, hopefully he comes soon. We should probably get going. We gotta get
I mean,
to Ginhat so
didn't-
we can see our castle.
It's taking me
Didn't-
long to eat,
don't
and I start heading
ruin
right
this
towards
for me.
I don't say anything. Like, I just, like, shake my head a little, like,
Where did we tell Beldak we were meeting him? Just
on the
near
road out of town, and
Right.
we don't really have gates or anything here. It's just a road. Alright, I give mom and dad hugs. And, alright, love you
As you
guys.
finish eating and say your goodbyes, you walk out of the house and make it barely a few feet into the road before glancing down the direction towards the exit of town. You can see and recognize Rowan making his way towards you.
You done sulking? No? Okay. You can go ahead and be quiet then. It's fine.
That seems like something a sulking person would say.
I'm sure it would to you.
Still sulking.
I don't know how to respond to that. You should be happy. We got work. We're going. We're going to be there in a couple weeks, and we'll have our castle and all
Yes,
that stuff.
I am overjoyed.
You don't sound overjoyed. Like, I feel like there would at least be, like, a smile in your voice. But there's not. Like, that's what your voice sounds like.
Yeah.
It sounds just like that face.
I haven't heard a single smile out of you.
I'm not entirely. Nope, it's not. Let's go. Let's meet.
I don't think he's just a generally happy person at all. I say as we start walking towards the road out of town.
Yeah,
Just has resting
it's okay.
Elf face.
Zon face.
We'll bring it out.
Resting
Resting elf face.
We'll try.
That's what
No,
we
it's
call
gonna be
it.
it's gonna be quite the work.
We know that cakes don't do it. We know
Nope.
that losing at pinball doesn't do it. But
Apples and cheese might.
apples and cheese. That's a good idea.
That's the one thing he ate a lot of.
We
We should get some bread. He likes bread too.
Yeah. Apple cheese bread. Is that a thing? I don't cook, so I don't know.
I mean,
You could definitely make that.
it's probably a thing we could try.
That's
Am I
what we.
still right here?
Yes.
Just saying-
Have
just
we
like
ever said anything
giving you,
not
like,
around
the-
you guys?
No?
I mean, it sounds pretty good to me.
Okay. Try something with that.
I'm all right. Thank you.
You're not though. Like you seem angry, or sad.
You are truly a wonder. at
Thank you.
Uncovering people's feelings.
Thank you. I try. Like I try to make sure everyone around me is in a good mood.
Yeah, we're like a family now, so we
Yeah.
need to like.
Wait, what?
I mean, are we not?
No.
No. I thought we were just a group of friends.
That was my family.
Yeah, the gnomes. She's the house cat.
I said like a family. We're not literally a family.
So apple cheese bread then. No.
Do you know how cooking works?
Yeah, actually I do.
You can absolutely make apple cheese bread.
Probably gonna be a little
I mean, yeah.
Almost every brew.
It's alright. I prefer them separate. If it's all the same to you.
You're so getting apple cheese bread.
You are so getting apple cheese bread.
I feel like I need to make.
See, the thing that's
bread
going
this
on in my head
weekend,
is just like
so
an
I can
apple
bring that.
Danish, an apple cheese Danish.
Yeah.
I was thinking of apple bread. Like, have you ever
I'm
had like
just-
apple bread, like banana bread?
Like that sounds like
Picturing
it'd actually be
an
really
abomination.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
what I'm picturing too. Just an
Yeah.
abomination of literally like cut apples shoved into bread with
Yeah.
cheese mixed in it.
Think like the cheese-filled like sausages, except in bread form.
Oh.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
I was thinking of
actually,
like apple bread, like
When-
banana bread.
when Kesta said apple cheese bread, my first thought went to a cream cheese and apple Danish, which is technically all of those things.
Well, knowing how much cooking experience she has, I was just like, ugh.
I mean, we could, he says he likes them separate. We could do like an apple sandwich with cheese.
I love that we spent so much time.
No. No. Please. No.
I write that one down for later.
Fine then, okay. Try to do some good.
I just grin super amused.
Where's Beldak?
Well, as you make your way through the village, getting towards the small road that leads towards the main path, you eventually start to see the recognizable back end of the cart. As
Oh, there he is.
you draw closer. As he seems to notice you looking behind. Welcome. I was wondering when you might make it back.
Sorry, we're discussing apple cheese bread.
Yeah,
Please don't ask.
we were gonna come earlier,
Never.
but Rowan was late. So.
Yeah.
Well, at least he seems in better spirits than yesterday.
Yes.
I like look at him questioning.
Not
That
really, but
spirits.
okay.
Well, he said more already, so.
Well,
I wasn't quite all there last time.
Well, so we're good to go? You guys want to
Literally.
hop on in and we can head off?
yeah, sure.
Jump
Alright.
right in.
As you hop into the back end of the carriage or the front portion along with Beldak, you
I'll climb up with him.
begin
Seems fun.
riding off. And you travel for the next few days. The fearsome peaks drawing closer and closer.
Kesta.
Yeah.
Should we get some potatoes?
Potatoes.
Yes, you said the best potatoes come from the Burson Peaks.
That's right, they do. Forgot all about the potatoes.
Don't we have a castle to go to?
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm
grab
confused.
a few potatoes.
Well, we just have to. I mean, I don't know if there'll be any along the road, but we could see if anyone's selling any.
I scan the road line for wild potatoes.
Roll a perception check.
Can I do that as well? I want
That's
to.
a 5, so 5.
It's a 9.
You're not seeing any wild potatoes as you ride along the road.
They must keep the potato farm secret. I don't know.
But as you actually get to the portion, the peaks probably no closer than they're going to get from the distance to the road. You do start to be able to see in the distance, far off on unmarked, just worn paths that are clearly made by carts and not dug out or anything of that nature. You start to notice the appearance of structures, large sections of buried farms in the distance.
I'll bet the potatoes are over there.
Oh, probably. You know, I bet you we can get Burson Peak potatoes in Ginhat or Kaimel.
Yeah, but I mean, there's nothing quite like getting them from the source.
You want to dig potatoes out of the ground. You
I
know
mean-
that they grow under the ground, so they're covered in dirt.
Don't they sell them?
I don't know if they sell them.
Well, y'all talking about the farmlands here?
Yeah, are they potato farms?
I don't believe those ones are. I think you gotta head to the north side of the peaks to get to those farms.
Well, that's way too far away.
Well, we'll be passing by it anyways. We gotta turn north up along the road here anyways.
My mood is...
Really
potatoes. Oh. I mean, could we stop by and just get a few potatoes just for the road?
Well, I can't guarantee that you can get any, but we can certainly stop. It shouldn't be more than a few hours off the road.
That's way too far. I'd rather just get up to Ginhat. We can get potatoes.
For Kesta's birthday, I'm gonna get her a big old bag of potatoes.
I'm sure she'll love that.
It's too bad you gotta wait a whole
I know.
year.
It's like a year away.
But then, making your decision to not make any offshoots, you continue traveling down the main road. More days pass. At this point, as you get towards the northern portion of the peaks, you've probably been on the road for 4 days now. And you notice along the route, as you draw to the end of your next day, that for the most part, it seems as if Beldak chooses, to your assumption, random times to stop. Sometimes he stops well before dark. Other times he goes hour more into dark before stopping. And that's the same thing as you perhaps go another hour past light before he pulls it off in a spot. And alright, we'll make camp here.
I have a question. It's maybe a little odd. How do you decide when we stop?
Oh, well, I've traveled this road plenty.
Oh, I was just curious. We've stopped at different times, and I didn't know if you had a system or
I
something.
mean, when you're in the south and the southwest, you're pretty safe usually because the watch does a good job of keeping bandits and that ilk off the road. And for the most part, as long as you stay away from some areas, you're fine in this area as well. The Tempests do a good job up in Kymel and downstretch into the peaks of watching things. But you still got to worry for beasts and wildlife. And in my years of traveling down this road, I've just come to recognize a few areas that seem to not be bothered as much. At least not by the things you really need to be worried about.
Interesting. Alright. Go set up camp.
So you get up off to the side of the wagon and setting up your varied camp spots. And night goes.
We keep watch.
Everything, another chilly, though by no means unseasonably cold night. And the next day arrives.
Alright. Let's head out.
In the time between when we stop and when we go to bed, Rowan's just going and training. He's like kind of shadowboxing, just with his sword and stuff.
Shadow fencing.
Yes.
I don't think there's a pillar there.
Ignore him.
I like watch him curiously for a little while.
He just seems to be going through varied motions.
He starts off real slow, and then goes faster and faster. Just
You don't need all that fancy stuff.
No, I don't practice ever.
I mean, that's fair, but just a whack with a hammer and most things just fall. Like a sack of potatoes.
Like a sack of potatoes.
We do love potatoes.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I don't know how to respond to that.
But back on the road, you continue, knowing based on Beldak's knowledge of the road that you'll likely got about 2 more days before you reach the intersection that he warns you he'll likely have to drop you off at, as one fork of the road heads towards Ginhat and the other heads towards Kymel.
Katya definitely trains like every morning and evening, by the way. Since we were talking about that.
Rico doesn't.
Yeah.
He just kind of swings a hammer around.
It's fair.
My talents just come naturally.
That explains a lot.
I'm just saying, with a little practice, you could be even better.
I mean, you think so?
Yes.
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 Or you just
I mean, I guess
Pick,
it's worth a try.
like a tree or a stump or something, just start throwing your little fire thingy at it. I mean, you get better at hitting where you want to
It's
hit.
called a fireball. Fire thingy.
Is there a tree nearby?
As
Are we
you're
traveling?
preparing, getting around for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I can try. I
Maybe.
I make like
Oh no! You let this happen.
What are you trying to
I
do?
shoot a firebolt at a tree.
Roll to attack.
This is your fault, by
I
the way.
hope this tree is
It's
not.
at 17.
That'll hit the tree. Roll damage.
That's a 2.
Alright. You impact it, watch the bark of it instantly blacken, bits of it catch momentarily, and then wither out. Though a large bowling ball sized blackened mark remains.
Huh?
I would like to just ask you a question. What do we make our fires out of at night? What do we use to light them?
Not large living trees.
But magic fire is not the same as.
Clearly, it's fine.
What is?
It's fine. You guys are the one that told me to practice on trees.
Maybe
And
find
stumps.
large rocks or something, not wooden.
Or stumps.
There sure are a lot of rules. Are there any large rocks nearby?
We're probably ready to go.
As you look about, roll a perception check or investigation, whichever you want.
Pretty sure they're both 0, so. No. 10 investigation.
Okay. Looking about, there's no large boulders or anything, but you can find some rocks that are probably about the size of your head, half embedded into the ground.
So pretty big then.
I shoot it with a flare. For
Thank
18.
you for laughing at that.
All right, you managed to hit this showing portion of it. The firebolt slamming into it. How much damage?
3.
And as it hits it, it just heavy thud of the magical force, and then the top portion of the rock is blackened.
I mean, I do feel a little better.
And if you can't find any rocks, you can always use Rico.
No.
I mean, he could practice getting out of the way while you practice hitting things. I mean,
Do you want to practice dodging?
he like puts the
You can dodge a firebolt. You can dodge a bolt.
Yeah. Alright, I'm good after that. I'm going to continue on.
Aw.
Then as Beldax just watched the training sessions between you all file back in.
He's like, okay.
Certainly not what he does in the morning. He mostly just stretches and
He's
gets the horses.
like, oh yeah, okay, we're good. What the hell was that? Fireball just comes shooting by.
Fire.
He's just like, all right, well, you guys, what the hell? Well, I guess I'll just wait.
He just continues. Oh, just get a long stretch in today.
Meanwhile, we're doing the tough training.
But you head back off on the road. Continuing, passing by the occasional odd traveler or other cart going back the way you've just come. Until again, nightfall comes. Beldax stops fairly close to the last half an hour of light and just hops out as you come to get used to knowing that this is the time then.
Alright, I'll have him take care of the horse.
While there's still a half hour late, can I go look see if there's any other or any ingredients around here I can get for cooking? Herbs or anything random like that?
Oh,
Yeah, roll an investigation check.
we got stuff for Reynolds, right?
Not for you yet, Mr. Sourpuss.
Rico's waiting for your mood to improve.
You have a long time to wait.
21. Oh wait, you said investigation. That's not a 21. That is an 18.
You're still able to find sufficient, perhaps nothing to really necessarily cook itself, but you do find a decent gathering of varied bits that you know offhanded are a very common plant, a very common just herb that is used all over Alcown and apparently is, you're now learning, common wildly on Keybric as well.
Pick the
It's nothing
the herbs.
special, but
All right. Put them in the back. Oh yeah. Put them in the bag.
then you go back and join everyone
Yep.
else.
Exercise, practice, go to sleep, keep watches.
Shoot rocks.
Alright, roll to attack.
Do a 20, 21 and a 16.
Yep, both of them hitting the rock you find.
2 and a 6.
You seem to notice one of them catches it dead on, actually sending a small bit of it chipping away.
I mean, I have noticed from a statistical point of view, I'm hitting these rocks a lot more often than I hit other things. So maybe this training thing is paying off.
Right.
Just wait till we actually
The rocks
get into it.
don't move.
Hey,
though.
Rowan.
You can roll like me.
I think I know a way to improve your mood.
I am dying with anticipation.
You don't have to be rude. I got you a present.
I literally am going to die if you don't tell me, please.
I'll wait a minute or two. Ha! You're not gonna die. I got this for you. Small sack. You have enough in there for 2.
Surprise!
Well, I must say, I am very pleasant.
You can get Reginald.
Yeah,
Raynor.
Raynor.
You can get Raynor back.
I certainly can. Thank you.
Yeah. We as a group we bought one, and then I bought you one because you bought me this shirt.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
You're still not smiling. I thought you would. Whatever.
I'm
And I just go to
smiling
cook.
inside. I immediately go over and like,
Alright. You go about setting it up. How long is the ritual?
An hour.
Okay. Is everyone else?
You're gonna take first watch then, right?
yes, and now that Reynolds here, he can keep watch with everyone, so.
For the rest of you,
Curl up next to the fire.
lay down, sleep as you go about.
Whenever Reynolds lands after doing like a round, he lands specifically like right next to Katya's head. And then moves over to me.
I call him Raynor
As
forever now.
you get the ritual completed, the last bit of it signaling off the bowl of incense burning with its sudden uptick that happens at the end of it, the minute bit of intense crackle that comes from it, unnatural from the typical sound of it, as it fades. Ronald's there in the place where the ashes once had been. And then give me a perception check.
For just me?
Yeah, Ronald's kind of just popping in at this
He's got
moment.
jet lag. Perception is 19.
As the almost momentary flash effect of the instant buildup of the flame that subsides so quickly goes about and you can start to see again, you just suddenly notice straight ahead of you a large bug start just slowly making its way towards you. And then you hear a crack of leaves and notice another one from this other side just slowly inching closer and closer.
We have company. I'm gonna draw my sword.
What?
As you say that, you hear as they seem to start scurrying about, noticing the sound. As the rest of you hear that and
What?
start pulling yourself up, looking around, seeing them. You watch as you see the two insects start scurrying around suddenly, and then start to rear back as we'll roll initiative.
I have not
Yo,
enjoyed
what are
insects thus
those?
far. That's not great.
Reynolds goes on my turn, right?
Super good.
Yes, either that or you can roll an initiative separately for him.
If you're trying to have him help, doesn't he have to roll his own initiative?
That's his job. He's help bird.
Hooray, fighting in the dark.
Alright, so just to get this down real quick. Rico, ACHP.
1828.
Rowan.
Currently 13 and 20 HP.
And Reynolds.
Okay. He's got 1 whole HP and 11 AC. He is.
You'll be okay, Birdie.
Get you a birdman.
Yeah.
Katya.
16 AC, 24 HP.
Questa.
10-20.
Alrighty then.
Hopefully we don't need any of those.
Oh, we're gonna need him for them.
Oh, okay.
Alright. Then, as you are still working on pulling yourself up off the ground, Rico, you will react first.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and stand up.
We'll do it.
And how does, not having dark vision work with the fire? Like, is it still you can only see 30 feet? Like, is fire 30-30?
Fire is...
I think it is.
I think it's 30-30.
Okay, so I'll be able to see both of these
So yeah,
things.
you've got 60 feet before you can't see anything.
I am going to move towards this one.
Yeah.
Yep, I've got 15 feet of movement.
5, 10, 15.
Make my first diagonal, so it's...
I did.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Unless you... Wait, is he starting on this square or was it over here?
He was like on the bed.
Oh, well then.
There you go. And that will be my turn.
Okay.
Oh, I have an action. I will action dodge.
Okay. As you rush up, seeing it more closely, you can tell that this is a fairly large insect.
Is it another flea?
It is not.
Thank God.
You can give me a nature check.
Right?
I'm really
No
good
more
at nature
fleas.
checks. 7.
Are you,
Well,
are you really?
not being able to tell the exact nature of it, you are able to realize that this is some means of beetle.
It's a beetle.
Flesh-eating
It's a
beetle.
big beetle.
And as you rush off in that direction, the beetle behind the trees there is going to go right up next
Of course he is.
to Rowan there.
You look delicious.
As it gets up there, it's going to first, as it's about 10 feet away, it spins about, and then its large sub-abdomen comes under its legs as you see the end of it burst open.
This is disturbing.
Well,
And
I'm about to be out of commission.
a splash of some means of liquid comes out shooting at you.
I swear to God, it's like the spiders.
That's a 15 to hit.
Well,
As it comes in sailing straight at your chest, you throw up your shield as the arcane force coats your body. You feel it impact and hear the sizzle across the shield before it dissipates along with the, or down the side of the force. As then it continues advancing on you and bites at your leg as well.
This is some bullcrap.
And that's going to be a 24 to hit. That was a natural 19 right there.
Well,
It
that'll
doesn't
do it.
matter what I do to get a high AC. You're just there to beat me down.
For max damage,
20.
as it bites right into your kneecap, and you
Bugs
feel
will
the
be the death of us.
strength of its pincers break into your flesh for 11 piercing.
That's not good.
Mm.
Keep that thing away from me.
I'm
I-
going to
I don't
specifically misty step behind you so it comes to you.
Because it's not
And then you were up, Rowan.
Oh, all right. Well, now I'm going to action cast Mage Armor. So now I am at 16,
Okay.
and then I'm going to bonus action Blade Sing. And now I'm at 20.
Blazing gives you 4? Is it
It's about
based
to
on
give
your
me
int?
5.
Is it based on your int?
Yes. And then I'm going to hopefully not die.
As you go about a few quick motions, getting your defenses up, and then just begin preparing for its next attempt. And then it becomes Renault's turn.
Cacao! He goes over here and he pecks him a little bit and then flies 20 feet up and near the tree.
Alright, trying to distract him.
Yep.
As he does, the pincers of the large beetle snap at it a few times, unable to get anything on it as it then swoops into the trees, keeping its attention up into the branches. And Katya.
I look up. Oh, good, more bugs. Why is there always bugs? I'm gonna run to the other side of the one that's trying to eat Rowan.
Where's she at?
Do you have enough
She
movement
was
to do
like
I
that?
can
right
do the
where she
cat
was.
thing to do
yeah.
double, so I would
forget.
have, yeah.
Where are you
Tabaxis
going?
can run for 18 miles before
Behind, I know. I'm running behind the one that's trying to eat you.
Oh,
so I
thank you.
have flanking.
40? Yeah.
I can have,
Not bad, not good.
that's 42. I can have 60 feet, so I do cat things because I have to stand up. But then I'm going to try to pull it to come back to that. I missed. I'm going to flurry of blows and try
Alright.
again. Does an 11 hit?
No.
I'm gonna try with that last one. Alright, there we go. 22
That'll hit.
for 8 damages.
Nice.
There we go.
Were you adding flanking?
No.
One of them
So
would have been
11,
13.
12, 13. Would that have
The
hit?
13 would have hit.
Fantastic. That makes me feel better. 7. So 7 and 8.
Oops.
Down a key point.
The insects have the same AC as you, and I just realized that when you were doing all of your stuff to boost your AC, I was actually changing it on theirs.
Yeah, don't
That
do
bug looks really buff for some reason.
The bug just got swole.
Trying to distract the bug from you. I will save you, Rowan. Please don't get eaten.
I would like to not.
Alright,
That's
as
all
your
I got.
first raking strike in at it seems to just glance off the thick exoskeleton of the creature, the next two try and tear into weaker looking portions of it, managing to get some means of gouging. After that, it's going to become the large beetle there, and it's just going to begin advancing towards Rico, and as it just takes one step forward, you see the large subabdomen come out from under and shoot out a liquid from it at you.
I am dodging.
Yep, you are. Literally two 14s. 18 to hit.
18 will hit. Matches.
So close.
And as it gets by your armor, splashing into your flesh, you feel the acid sting into you for 4 damage. And as soon as the caustic nature of the liquid seems to break through your skin, you start to feel a burn as well. As you will then take 7 fire damage.
Jesus.
Fire beetles. Okay, my fur will
And
not
give
smell
me a
good
dex
scent.
save.
Or die.
That's
Yep, you guys see this gotta be
Fuck,
real. Really?
Let's go on.
There we go. I was gonna say,
Like-
I rolled cock twice. It's a non-natural 20.
Okay. As you feel some of it splash up from the impact, you manage to keep your eyes away from it
Ooh,
and are not blinded by it.
That's probably really good.
we need one of these that says
But
shook.
then as it continues rushing up, it's going to try and bite through your armor as well with disadvantage. Wow. Still doesn't matter. It's a 17 and a 16. So a 21 to hit.
Yep.
Why is it always the bugs that like beat the crap out of us? I mean, the stuff out of us.
Because he's
For
secretly he's like these books.
5 piercing.
You're about to take a
2
long rest,
piercing
doesn't
damage.
matter.
Yes, that's right.
Except it doesn't matter.
Heavy armor stops it, so
Barbarian
it's only
paladin.
2s.
Yep, yep.
Nice.
Well,
Alright.
I never thought it would get this far, so I gotta kill him now.
After that, Questa.
Yeah, as I stand up, I kind of look around Rowan. I'm like, Rowan, that's good. Just stay right there. As I kind of try to like scoot around him and throw a firebolt at the bug.
And she trips and falls.
Yeah, you're fine right there.
For unnatural 20.
Alright, yeah, that'll hit.
I hope I roll that well.
For
Me
8
too.
damage.
I hope I roll that well.
You can do it. I believe in you, Rowan.
Is it still there?
Oh yeah. These are some pretty sturdy looking creatures.
Well, then, if that's the case, like, I'm just kind of like, I'm like, okay, stay there. Firebolt, firebolt. I'm quickening another spell.
Rainbow's
Whatever
next turn.
Does a 10 hit?
It's not.
So my second one misses, but
Your second one, too hasty with your attempt at another one, and it just slams into the ground next to it.
and then I'm gonna just back up a little bit. Let's go with
35 feet.
Just a little bit.
just like yeah, that's fine. Just,
I say, Wix, you only have like 15 feet
Back up
up,
to the
right?
bush and get eaten.
So,
is it possible that as I'm like backing up, I can kind of like do a quick turn around and see if I'm seeing any
Check.
other bugs coming
Yeah,
from
as
the other
you
direction?
do a quick look back. You're not seeing anything.
Okay, and that's my turn.
Or at least not within the light and your bit of dark vision that goes off of it.
Yep.
After that, Rico.
I ready my hammer, and I'm going to use my bonus action to activate my legendary strike.
All right.
So I crit on 19s and 20s.
All right.
And then because of the help action, I have advantage against the...
Yep.
And I'm going to swing down. Get it. So close. I rolled a natural 18. That is a 24.
Yep, that's gonna hit.
Nice.
smack it. Go, Rico.
Yeah, it'll be a normal hit. For 7 damage.
Okay.
Just trying to judge whether or not I wanted to smite the stupid beetle.
As you crack heavily into it, you can feel the resistance from the thick shell.
And then I'll shout out, watch out for the acid. Cover your eyes.
Meow.
And that will bring it to the beetle that is now between Katya and Rowan. Let's see.
Don't eat Rowan. He's stringy.
No, please
now.
don't.
Trying to continue focusing on Rowan.
Nope, tried. I tried.
Now he can't even.
Well, he's still gonna hit you,
if
don't worry.
He gets 19.
As from his position, he launches up the caustic goo at you. And 12 is going to miss you.
Woo! I lied. Focus
As
on
he
him.
then tries to bite in at you after you deftly avoid the entire glob of caustic fluids. He bites in at you once more with... that's going to be... 17's not going to hit.
Not
So again, it bites in at your leg, but you move your leg in the same flowing motion of your swirling blades. And that'll bring it to your turn.
I'm going to booming blade
Alright.
thrust at it.
Kicked him up.
No.
As,
No. I got
as you go to stab in at it, you glance off of its thick exoskeleton and just get shot wide.
Right.
All right, and
You see Rico go.
I heard that.
Come on.
Anything else then?
no.
It wasn't even like the sword missing. It was just...
Renault?
Rainoth is going to do the same thing. He's going to swoop by this one and then go back up into the trees.
Alright. As there's just a quick flutter of feathers and wings as Renault swoops by again, doing a bit of a figure 8 in front of it, getting a few more quick snaps of the pincer jaws.
Please don't die.
And that will bring it to Katya.
Alright.
At least 3 more turns,
I do the same thing.
unless he nat 20.
12, 13.
That'll hit.
I was about to say it missed, and then I remembered they were splanking. 5 damages.
Flanking coming in huge.
Flurry.
I wish I could roll like that.
23.
Yep.
For 5 damages. Natural 20.
Woo!
There we go.
For...
Ah.
Run! For 8 damages. That one was a little wild, but it seemed to hit really well.
Punch and tear into it, ripping sections of shell and carapace away, revealing some bits of the actual meaty flesh of it, though much of the creature still lumbers about angrily.
Right, well, that's what I do.
Big meaty claws.
And that will bring it to the beetle next to Rico, who is also going to attempt to shoot more of the caustic liquid at him.
You can do do that every turn. That's not cool.
That's
That
fantastic.
is going to miss with disadvantage since he's right next to you.
Oh, right, ranged.
That's fantastic.
I'm like, oh, never mind, that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely ranged him. Then as you avoid that, he tries to take advantage and snap at you, and that's a 23 to hit.
It's alright. You took 2 damage. Plus whatever. that
Whatever,
doesn't count.
yeah, I got hit by that one for almost half my HP.
I know the feeling.
For 9, so 6 piercing.
9's when I got hit, and that's... it hurts.
Yeah.
As again, it seems to pierce in through your armor, sinking into portions of the back of your knee.
I hope you fall in the fire.
And I imagine it doesn't feel very good to take that much damage.
You say that, Ginhat ones and hits him with a fireball.
And
It's just
Questa.
funny. Hit the back of the head.
I'm gonna continue trying to mess up this guy with them. The same one, the one next to Rowan, with a fireball. Will an 11 hit?
No.
I'm gonna go ahead and fire a second one anyways.
Alright, as there's another sudden impact and toss up of dirt in front of you.
That's a natural 1. Hooray!
And then another just almost like strange tiny
Blame her.
mortars going off.
Blame
Dirt's
her.
just getting launched into the air about the two of you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Anything else?
No, I think I've done enough.
Alright.
This time. I can sit back.
Mission accomplished.
Your work here is done.
Kick up my chair.
Alright, Rico.
Yeah, I'm gonna swing down at this thing again.
Alright.
Come on, Rico.
That is not a crit, but that will be a 22.
That'll hit.
Nice.
I will smite this time. So normal damage. That's 11 bludgeoning
Okay.
plus 10 radiant.
3 people on the one crab have done
Okay.
like as much damage as you've done to the one crab.
Yep.
And by that I mean,
It is literally equal. They have the exact same remaining HP right now.
Good job, guys.
Rico's like, I'm soloing over here. What's your guys' problem?
my bird is helping a lot.
I need to look something up real quick. Shield of Faith bonus action.
I don't know. for Sure.
We'll find out. I don't think. Maybe?
Shield of Faith is a bonus action.
I'm going to Shield of Faith. Give myself an AC up to 20.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
You're all over this.
That will bring
Still gonna
it
hit
to
me,
the
but-
surrounded beetle.
Come get me.
Get him.
Come.
It's going to crawl off and get me.
Nope, it's going to turn towards the cat.
That's
Reverse
fair.
psychology.
That
I
seems
did
to be
kinda-
doing more to it. As it's going to shoot a glob
Damn!
caustic fluid at you. And disadvantage didn't matter because they're both garbage.
what I
As
like
you
to hear.
manage to hit the ground as it launches
Ew.
over top of you. As it then tries to bite in at your midsection as you're lowered to the
We're
ground.
not friends like this.
And that's also going to miss.
That's right, see?
So pretty close to Stratson. We can
Yeah,
return
that's a
everybody.
15, so that's also going to miss.
Thanks.
Alright, so as you duck low underneath the caustic liquid, you see it come to snap in at you and kind of just hop skip over it as its pincers slam shut underneath you again.
Acrobatics. Yay!
And that will
Just
bring it
don't
to
get
Rowan.
hit.
As it's now got its back to you as it's trying to attack it, Katya.
I'm distracting it.
I am going to try and booming blade again.
Okay.
For what it's worth. It's not. Hey, but that's good. That hits. It's an 18.
Yep, that'll hit.
I just had one. There we go. It's not cocked, but I assume you don't want to use that
No.
one.
And it just landed on the table, the next one.
It's lost forever. It's not
gone
coming up.
forever.
It was an 8 too. That is a 6.
Alright.
Very sad. It's an 8. Just
So this time your piercing attack sinks into it, leaving a small little hole in the shell as you feel it hit some meaty portions of the inside. The beetle screeching a bit in a strange clicky shriek as it turns back towards you for a moment. Anything else?
Ooh.
Renault, same thing. Gonna
Oh, yes.
continue distracting. As again, there's a sudden flurry of wings coming from the tree as Renault, now figure 8ing, swooping in and out of the battle once more, drawing the attention of the large beetle away from you momentarily.
Try to distract the
Katya.
beetles. I'm going to claw the crap out of it because it keeps trying to eat me. 16.
Hit.
4 8 damages.
That's how much you crit
I'll
last time.
flurry of blows, and I know. And do it some more, hopefully. 16, 18.
Yep.
4 6. 17.
Yep.
4 6.
Nice.
I'm
Solid
jealous.
Claw.
He's
Claw.
still standing, though you've continued to shred and tear into enough to where now you can almost see
All my key
clearly
points.
sections of its strange, meaty insides.
I'm like, look at him, guys, right here. Get him here. Look at this, a clear weak spot. Please kill him before he eats me.
No, I'm just not gonna attack him.
How much damage you do?
Enough.
How much you do?
6.
That'll bring it to the one fighting one-on-one with Rico.
Hey, it's
Go
2
Rico.
on 1.
As it's going to try and again shoot its caustic
1.5.
liquid up. And disadvantage might not matter. 20.
Damn it!
Because
I'm
it's
going to be
so
unconscious
bad.
from this.
Oh,
That's alright, I can not heal you.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
do
the
we-
only healer.
5 acid. And 3 fire.
You're toying with my heart, but I'm at 1 HP.
Oh wow.
and I'm like,
Well, now it's gonna be 0. Nat 20.
And then yep,
Ah,
he's gonna
depends
try
how much
and,
damage he does.
gonna try and
Because I
bite
can
at
reduce
you.
it.
Yeah, he's gotta do at least 4.
okay, come on. Miss him, he's our only healer.
But a 15's gonna miss anyway.
Haha!
Yeah!
1 HP.
If as it goes to bite in at you, you manage to redirect yourself enough to where its heavy pincers slam into the bulk of your armor. And Questa.
Go kiss down.
I step forward a little bit. Okay, you guys got this. Rico's not looking too good. I move forward even more. Sorry, I got a role play. No, I stay on the same straight path
Not
towards
that
Rico.
forward.
One more forward,
20.
and then I go one more forward. You know,
25.
Ooh.
I like,
She's
I
feeling-
like to live dangerously.
I see that.
And then I shoot on magic missiles at the
Oh, thank God.
at the
I really was hoping you weren't going to go ahead and decide to throw a firebolt in that one
all
again.
3 of them at the
Okay.
And Rico goes down.
so that's
2 of them at the crowd, 1 of them at Rico.
10 damage.
As there's a sudden pop, pop, pop of magical energy about you, drawing your attention to the side. You see 3 darts shoot out just in front of your face before they break apart and impact the beetle at separate points. A heavy thud, thud, thud as the last one drives it into the ground, and it starts picking itself up, clearly wounded but still alive.
I got your back, Rico. As
Can't
I
use
my
that kind of language. I'm so excited.
And yeah, it comes to my turn, right?
Yep.
Awesome.
Unless you had something else.
Oh, yeah. Bonus action. Okay.
I'm not
Yeah.
different.
Hammer.
Like,
It looks really close to dead, right?
It's pretty beat up. It's not nearly as bad as the one that they're tearing the literal shell off of, but it's pretty hurt.
Angry got
I'm going to risk it. I'm going to drop my shield and two-hand the hammer.
Okay.
I just.
Why dice? It's a hit. It's an 18 again.
Oh.
I crit on 19s and 20s, and I keep rolling 18s. That is a 24 again.
Okay.
But it is a D10 of damage now, and I'm going to use my last spell slot to smite it.
Alrighty.
spell salute.
Spell
Finish
slot?
him!
Where is the new D10? Way over there.
Gone forever.
Oh.
That'll be 8 damage, bludgeoning. And then...
Ooh, is that an 8?
That is not an 8. That is 6 radiant damage.
As you slam the hammer down into it, cracking deep into sections of the shell, impacting into the flesh of it. Your radiant burst lets off, sending bits of shell shrapnel away, but it continues to lumber about in front of you, barely holding on to its own life at the moment.
Is it an action to pick up your shield?
Yeah.
Oh, dang it. Yeah, no, there's nothing else.
That will bring it to the surrounded beetle.
Hello. Him. Look at him. He's shiny and delicious looking.
Nope, still focusing on
Yeah,
Katya.
that's fair.
There's another. Hey,
No.
that's a 19.
I don't like how happy he
disadvantage.
sounds when he is.
Well, when I hit with disadvantage, it's nice.
Must be nice.
So yes, as you try to avoid it, another gout of this liquid comes up, but it catches you straight in the chest.
Ow, mother.
And go ahead and give me a dex save.
Hey. Should be okay at that. 19?
Alright.
I thought you'd not one of my.
I know, I was like,
Should be okay with that.
You'll
I
take
fall.
6 acid damage
It's a repeat of the
and
table.
2 fire damage, and are not blind.
I'm not blind. That is good. I have half
Then
of
it
my
will
health.
attempt to bite in at you again anyways. And a 23
Yeah, okay, that'll do it.
for near max of 10 piercing.
Right.
Don't smile when she just takes a hit like that.
As you're still
Yeah,
trying
that's
to
good for us.
recover
I
from the
was like,
scalding
"Jeez,
burn
it's
across
like
your
that."
chest, there's a sudden pierce and break of your skin
Yeah, we
as
got
your
no potions.
bones are gripped tightly in the pincer of the beetle.
Oh, this is very unpleasant.
I can just
Oh, that seems
burning
important.
hands, if you don't mind.
I would like to see that.
And Rowan.
Yeah, just leaps over the flames to eviscerate.
Just step into the fire when you do. You take me out too.
I'm going to attempt to hit him again with my sword. With the booming blade. That's a nat one.
Again, you just off the side of it.
Rico's like,
The giant.
You don't see
gaping
anything.
oh, I
hole.
hear it. I can hear you. I can hear you going.
There's literally less shell than open meaty flesh at this point, and you still managed to hit the one straight bit of hard carapace.
Huff of exasperation.
I snarl at you. Come on, right here. I am being
You know what you need to
eviscerated.
do? You need to do the same thing I did with Rico. Just go buy a new set of dice for Rowan.
And then just be like,
That'll work for all of one session. Maybe.
Perfect.
If we get
so
even
you
if,
just
if I
gotta
get
buy a new
lucky.
set of
You
dice
guys-
every week.
Yeah.
Once I get my new builder dice, I'll just use one set of those every week.
Alright,
There you go.
anything else,
Cycle
Rowan?
through.
I just kind of like
Come on, Rowan. Don't let me die here.
Run up.
skip do the same thing.
Alright.
Caw.
More distracting of the beetle in front of you.
Your
The
owl
attempts
at
at snapping at it are much more lumbered, clearly taking more energy than he almost
Different
wants to
plane of
expend.
So does that give me advantage if I'm the next one to attack it?
Yes, if it's an attack roll.
Yes, the next attack roll against it has advantage.
That's why I still rolled with advantage, even though you hit it with
And
magic missile.
Katya.
Alright, I was really hoping that you were going to finish this guy so I could go help him, but now I'm being eviscerated, so I claw. 19 plus 6 is 25.
See, I'm trying to push you to be better.
6 damages, so I'm about this close from making the next hit on him.
You start
You can
tearing
try.
parts of the meaty sections out of it. It starts
That was a
gouting
25,
out
that would've
blood,
hit you.
but it's still on its feet, screeching, lashing
Bonus
about.
action. 24.
Yep.
Was it 25 because you have flanking though?
No, actually, I didn't add flanking, so there are more numbers
I
now.
think you're lying. You liar pants.
5 damages.
And one more strike and raking through the meat. You feel an intense warmth of its insides as you just rip your arm out.
Ugh.
Sections of it coming with you as it gives one last
I like
and
glare
collapses.
angrily at
Hooray.
I glare
giant
back.
gaping hole. Ugh. And then I'm gonna go run around to be on the other side of that guy.
And you can remove that one as well.
Dead.
He's
Dead.
on the fire.
Just flip him over into
Just
the fire.
flip him over, he can start cooking. He's been de-shelled already.
Alright, as you then rush over that way, it'll become its turn.
This is a nice addition. That's silver enough.
Yeah.
And as you come rushing in by the beetle, it seems to catch
That
you
was the
as you
point.
go around.
You have heels, I don't.
It tries to launch more of its liquid out at you.
Of course it does.
And with disadvantage, we'll miss.
At this point, it's just a point of pride. I don't care about healing. I'm just going to try and kill this thing.
So
That's great.
Tries to bite at you as well. And 16
That is my AC.
will hit.
Wow.
Oh,
For
dang it.
5.
I have to do it before he makes the attack roll.
I'm down.
Oh. As it bites into you again, you watch as Katya just gives a bit of a painful
Oh, I
shriek
can't. You're not
grabbing at
within
it.
5 feet of me.
Oh,
And
I
then
have to. I thought
falls
it had to
down.
be within 5
No,
feet of me.
you have to be within 5 feet of me.
Well,
You should have shielded that. Oh.
I guess you can knock her prone.
Hey, grab the unconscious ring.
Hey.
Or,
Yes.
yeah,
there you
that
go. I
works
just
too.
wanted to make sure you could use the ring.
Yeah.
Unconscious.
And Questa.
Yeah, I'm gonna move over towards you one. And alright, let's this thing is done. I'm going to firebolt it again. And a 23 will probably
Yep.
hit. 4 almost max damage. 8 damage.
As you slam into it with your firebolt, it's launched out from between the two of them, skittering over onto its back and dying.
I did it! I mean, we did it.
Yes. It's bleeding out over here.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to see if I am proficient in medicine. I'm going
So
to...
we're out of initiative.
Actually, we're going to sleep. I'll lay on hands here for 1 HP.
Thank you.
I was just about to make you make a save.
I know. I was like,
Well, I was looking to see if I was medicine. I was going to stabilize her.
Well, yeah, but even
Yeah.
in game, your thoughts about that take more than 6 seconds. So,
Are you guys okay? You guys seem to take a lot of.
I
beating
go
from
and
both.
just lay down,
yeah, I next to the fire.
tripping
curled
Questa
up.
as I do.
Yeah. There's a good chance I oops, went into Rowan.
You're not even
touched
blood
her
on
at
you.
all.
Oh,
I've already
actually, no, I don't. I reach down into
Absolutely.
my armor and just like try to get as much of the goo out and just fling it at her and
What?
just go
No!
lay down.
No! What are you doing?
I
Sorry.
I can't
wrap
help
up
you.
some
The
of the
bug.
more open bleeding wounds and just curl up.
Ugh.
I'm gonna go sit and like kind of
Contemplate
nurse
what you've
my leg that got mauled by
oh
the
yeah, some
beetle.
of you have some pretty egregious wounds.
I walk up and see you
Wrapping
limping.
My arm.
I'll magically heal you so you don't have a scar,
Thank you.
and then I'll magically heal myself so I don't have scars, and just go to sleep.
And then you just lay down, falling asleep.
Did you get
Continue to
bit?
keep watch.
Oh, I already healed you. Never mind.
Yeah, you
Yes.
healed me.
I clean myself up and then go to sleep.
And as the rest of you lay down, you continue your watch. The rest of the night goes without incident. As the morning comes, that's where we'll take a break.
Okay.
Excellent. Well, we're still alive.
Yay!
Hey, I'm Rico. Rico Del Rico. Fame, glory, money. What more can a guy ask for? Besides, I've been fighting monsters and wolves my entire life. At least that's what I tell everyone. How hard can it be? Starting your own adventuring crew, going out to help Keybric clear out its problems and monsters, all in a day's work with someone with my strength and smile.
My name is Questa Vinille, and now that I'm 15 and a grown adult, I need to get a job of my own. I don't really know yet what I'm going to be doing, and these guys are a little weird, but I guess they'll do for adventuring partners. I don't think they appreciate my value yet, but I am used to people doubting me, and I do not back down from a challenge.
My name is Rowan Liandoel. I have been instructed in the ancient elven art of blade singing, and am now looking to make a name for myself as a prominent adventurer. With my practiced blade and skill in the arcane arts, rising above the average trash of Keybric will be quick and easy.
I'm really not into talking without having something to say. The others do that enough. Someone needs to keep an eye on things. That is why I stay in the shadows, ready to pounce. If you need me, I'll be keeping an eye on things.
Day comes, still sore from the fairly intense wounds some of you suffered throughout the battle.
I'm gonna walk over to the bugs. Are the bugs' carcasses still laying there?
Oh yeah.
I look at the one that's by the fire. Nope. Walk over to the other one. I want to find like where the carapace on the face is, and just yank it off.
Just the shell, or try and take the whole head off?
Just the shell, like the shape of its head, part of the shell.
Alright,
Because that won't be all gross and disgusting.
give me a
if it's
survival check.
Survival check. That's a 19.
Okay. It's a little difficult to really find and maneuver anyways. The interworkings of the hard shell and the very joints of it are well concealed, as is the purpose of it. But you eventually find areas with little resistance from it, and are able to start breaking portions enough to peel sections of it off, leaving very little behind, as it seems much of it is, once it's torn out, the brain and actual inner workings of the head are fairly minimal in comparison to the size of the entire body.
Yeah, just looking for a trophy.
You get it peeled off, a very, dampened by the muck, no acidic tone to it or anything, but still slimy, but you clean it off well enough and have a well enough representation of what its head looked
Can you
like.
clean this for me?
I mean, I guess. Are you carrying that around with you?
Yes. That's why I want it clean so it doesn't smell.
Why? As I press the digitator as best I can.
Because it's dead now and I killed it. Or, well, we did. Well,
Yes.
3 of us did.
I mean, technically, I killed it.
You want it?
No, get it away from me.
And it's going to my bag.
As you go about that and your varied morning routines, you are joined by Beldak. Yeah, I heard a bit of a scuffle last night. Oh, I see you had an issue with some of the local wildlife.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, bombarders can be an issue. Hopefully none of you got too scorched.
You look and just see part of
Like-
it. I'm just like,
My fur is like.
Yes, that,
not too bad.
that is unpleasant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been many years since I felt the sting of them, but I do recall it. Well, are you well enough to continue traveling?
Yep.
Yes.
Excellent.
I feel great.
Oh, well, that's
She used to get so many looks from disdain. It's like,
very well. We're ready to head off whenever you lot are.
Let's carry on, please.
put the fire out. Smash the bug. And get on
One
the cart.
final angry slam into it. And you gather back into the cart. You begin heading back along the road to the north. You travel, little interrupting you. A fairly quiet day on the road compared to some of the others you've had, is you don't pass by any random travelers, no other carts or caravans going in either direction as you progress along the day. And as you get to the late afternoon, early evening hours, still plenty of sunlight, another couple hours, you start to see, mainly you, Katya, up in the front, if that's where you still remain for most of the trip. You start to see in the distance ahead a large sign and what you can tell to be what the appearance of the road going in two separate directions.
Yeah. Hey guys, I think the crossroads is coming up.
Okay.
Yes, it looks that way.
As you all kind of rear about the wagon looking towards the front, you eventually lay eyes on the large sign that grows larger as you approach, and eventually the wagon comes to a slowing halt as Beldak looks towards Katya and then towards the back of the wagon. Wish I could say I could take you the rest of the way, but I have to return to my work now. it was a pleasure meeting all of you, and again, a very warm thanks for your assistance days ago. It would have set me behind a bit more had I had to wait for something else to help me fix it.
Hey, no worries, man.
It's really no problem.
That's what we do. We're
Well,
Notable Nobodies. We're here to help.
We'll certainly remember that. And
Is that what we're calling ourselves now?
Isn't that what everyone else is calling us?
Maybe.
Is that not the name we
what
chose?
we were signed up as?
Okay. Well, spread that name around.
I just like kind of grin at you. And, like,
I'll certainly
smile.
mention it.
I do
and
not.
If you're
I swear that
ever
doesn't.
in Kymel, do stop by Anwin's. If
Anwin's
I'm there, I'd be
Incense.
happy to see you again. And if I'm not, just make sure to let them know who you are. I'm sure they'll have heard of you by that point.
Well,
We're very
enjoy the rest of your trip.
Oh, you as well. Safe
Watch out for
travels.
potholes.
Of course, yes. Thank you.
Just turn and walk off.
You're all unloaded from the wagon. Your buried gear alongside you. A yip from Beldak as the single horse carts pulled away.
We take I forgot our donkey's name.
Oh.
Semi.
Yes.
Oh,
You
Sammy
were-
Burt.
Yeah,
Sambert.
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 That's right.
We take Sambert with us. I'll
As you
hold the rein.
throw your gear back onto the saddles and over top of him. He gets a bit of a whine after not having been used in this fashion in almost a week now.
Sorry,
I
Sambert.
thought
It's
Sambert
a
was a
female.
girl.
Yeah, I was saying, isn't she a
Oh, yeah,
girl?
she-
That was the.
She.
Did you
Did you want
just
to name it
assume
Bert?
Magenta?
I can really do that.
I was saying.
I'm the only one that can.
I'm allowed. Sorry, Sammy. I know. And I walk right next to Sammy as we go. Bert, 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 Bert.
Okay, so from here, how far do we have until Ginhat?
About 3 days.
3 days. It's taking forever.
Well, how else would we get there?
It would have taken longer if we didn't find
Yeah.
Balbec.
Yeah.
That is true. Beldak was a big help. I'm just ready to get there and check out our keep.
I think you'll be less excited to get there when we actually arrive.
I'm trying to stay positive, Rowan.
You travel for the remainder of the night, a few more hours of footwork before the last bit of daylight starts to subside. Do you continue on into the dark, or
Oh, no. I start to make camp.
Oh, yeah, no.
Alright.
Oh, I mean, we could keep going if you wanted. I could do that thing if we want to walk for a while longer. No? Alright.
Kind of food does Renal eat?
Mice, things of that nature. I don't think you really.
I don't know how to cook that.
Familiars really need to eat.
they don't
No.
need
No.
to?
Yeah.
I've always assumed that they go through the motions of it anyways, based on just instinct of what they're supposed to be, but there's nothing that ever actually points to that. It's just how I like to flavor
I
it.
don't know.
Well, he doesn't have to eat.
Oh. Does
He's
he
a-
want to eat?
He's a magical creature. He just, it.
Do you want to eat? I thought he called.
I know, it's like, wait.
He's
Oh,
confused.
Only in
Okay.
combat, apparently.
Well, I'll go about making dinner for us all.
Alright.
Reynolds can hunt his own food.
Oh, well, he was helping me. I figured I'd help him.
I mean, he should at least be grateful that we were willing to offer.
Yes, why is it you're all grateful?
I mean, I
If
wasn't
you
thinking
ever
like
have to
that. I
use the
just was
bathroom.
trying to be nice.
You know where to go.
And then I go to bed.
Yeah.
I'm
Give
gonna
me
set
a-
up tent and then train.
I wonder what's the
The cook's tools?
yeah
Usually wisdom.
wisdom. Okay, give me a wisdom check.
Perfect. It's a 16.
It's pretty
You
good.
do a pretty good job with the, albeit minimal sources that you have to pull from, and creating an actual cooked meal for the dinner. While, do you use any of the,
A little bit of them, not all of them.
use some of them, giving a bit of extra different flavor than what you might have expected based on what you saw him cooking with and what you
Just some
get.
herbs I found.
Oh, okay.
I heard
I got a little scared.
there's just the insides of the beetle.
That was kind of the first thing I thought, but I was like,
I heard there's like a pouch of things like it's magical. You can sprinkle stuff on food to make it taste better.
Yeah, I've heard of
Yeah.
that.
I want one.
Okay.
I gotta get my armor first.
Yeah.
This isn't bad though.
No, it's pretty good.
Can't complain.
Really? You can't complain? Huh, I did an excellent job then.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty good.
That's the best you're getting from it.
I mean, it's certainly a lot better than rations.
Right, well, I'm going to make my little spot.
Tell her that this was made for mostly ration.
I imprinted them getting anything.
Thanks.
Which is essentially what it was. The bits of rations that could be cooked with some herbs
water
on
and
top.
herbs.
Right? I curl up and go to sleep after exercising.
Yeah, I actually did think about taking some of the flesh from the beetle to see if we could eat it. But I didn't want to. I figured it'd probably kill us.
Big, meaty beetle flesh.
But after eating your meal, going to sleep,
You were first watch, right? You were...
Yes.
Okay.
the night goes without issue through your varied watches, and eventually you all awaken.
All right. Breakfast or get on?
We could do both at the same time.
What?
Well, I was just wondering if you wanted me to cook or if we were just going to walk and eat.
I'd walk and eat. I'm kind of
Okay.
curious.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'll be happier when we have a place to stay.
You don't. I forget you don't like the wide open.
I don't. I mean, what is there to like? There's nothing to do.
And that tree looks pretty nice. There's a rock over there. There's a nice breeze. It's a little cold, but the sun's out.
That's right. Speaking of rocks and trees, I did forget to do my training, but I don't really want to do it this morning.
Yes.
You don't want to train every day, or so I've heard. You got to take a break.
I definitely train every day.
Same.
I might do different training every day. But
I don't train ever.
That's good to know because it was getting kind of annoying waking up and having to train. Like,
Yes, how terrible.
A couple days in a row, then just got over it.
So it's
Alright,
like
Sam,
like another day or something like that. Ginhat then.
yeah, should be.
It's a good thing you were born with innate magical powers and didn't have to work for them, because you never would have gotten them.
I don't know where I got mine.
You are a mystery
Thanks.
to everyone.
Good. I like that, Rico, man of mystery. I like it.
Everyone.
To everyone.
that's a way to say it.
An enigma even unto himself.
What's enigma mean?
I think it's another type of bug. I'm not really sure.
Okay. Find out the enigma bug. Okay. I'll add that to my list of things.
Oh, I love it.
Weak.
It's just.
I'm gonna have Reynold fly like 200 feet in front of us, and then if he ever finds or sees something like sketchy, he's gonna come back, like swoop by and
Alright.
he'll let me know.
As you travel down the road, having your conversation, you travel for about 3 hours with Renault doing his pattern in front of you. When he returns, relaying, having seen some means of wagon approaching.
There's a wagon approaching us.
Just been watching an owl the whole time. Do you think I could
No.
get my own owl? Do you think I could get my own owl?
I mean, probably.
Like that one? The
Do
magical
you
one?
have the patience to train a pet?
I think I could do it. I mean, look at Sammy here.
That's an already domestic.
Yeah, but she looks so much better than she did before.
It's true.
You should have saw her. She was like scrawny and maybe actually close to dead. But look, she's not anymore.
They really overpaid for that mule.
Well, maybe next time she should come shopping with us.
Sambert has been like super good to us so
Yeah.
far. Like, She's been really good about keeping up and holding our stuff. I mean, what else do you need in a mule? Plus, what's 3 extra gold?
That hurts. I have to walk away from her now. I move forward quickly.
I mean, that's like what, like 6 raspberry cakes?
That's true. Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Yep.
Can we see the wagon at this point?
Yes, at this point, it's continued to draw closer now into your field of vision. Hasn't slowed down or sped up or anything since you've noticed it. You spot a single person at the front of it as it draws within range to.
Can we
make out
tell the
details.
race of the person?
They appear to be elven based on the size of them.
I wave and say hello in Elven. Just continue walking unless someone stops me.
As they pass by, a bit of a wave to you all. Look at the group of you, though. The wagon itself never slows down. By no means going full throttle, but it's going at a standard pace along the road.
Good stuff.
It passes by, and you get the sense that your bird may not have exactly understood what you meant by suspicious.
We knew it was coming before.
So why couldn't I have my own magical bird?
Well, that's a whole nother story.
Oh.
You want a magical bird?
I said I wanted a magic one like
You just said you wanted an owl.
Renault.
I mean, I hear owls are really easy to train. We could just get you an owl.
But I want a magic one. I saw the fire go.
You would have to, I think you specifically would have to find someone willing to scribe out a scroll for you to cast this. If you could even do it.
I mean, like, couldn't you just scribe out a scroll?
I was
for
having
him?
that same thought. Couldn't you just make one for me?
No,
Oh, why?
I can't do it.
Why can't you?
It's not my area of expertise.
I mean, you can do anything if you believe in yourself hard enough, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Don't think that's how that works out.
Except for apparently joining the Continental Watch. But I got screwed over.
I
too.
walk away. I immediately I walk away.
They didn't take me either.
Since he's just putting distance between himself and the rest of you now.
And I mean, if you want to get technical, we're kind of still a part of it. I mean, they're still like giving us stuff.
Yeah.
No, we get paid and we don't have to take direct orders. I kind of love it.
Yeah. They gave us a bunch of money. They gave us a castle. Like,
I walk away before I say something disgusting that I will regret later.
It almost.
I want her to be
Why is
disappointed
it,
on her own.
you guys know I have Sammy with me. We can't go that fast.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm keeping a good pace in front of everybody else at the moment.
I'm somewhere in the middle.
I'll bet if you trained writing scrolls in the morning, you could probably do it after a little while.
What's that mean? Is that an Elven thing?
I think it means I can't hear you.
Oh.
Like he's too far away.
Okay.
He seems to be in a hurry about something.
There's no way that's coming back to screw us over later.
Oh dear.
Someone says something, you're just like,
Whoa,
Thanks,
oh, I was
guys.
told that means, yeah.
instantly everyone hates you just because of miscommunications.
I don't know this person.
Rowan.
But the day's travel goes.
Yes.
And while you might have expected to reach Ginhat as the night joins you, you've not yet arrived.
Maybe it was 3 days.
I think it might have been.
Too long. That's all I know.
Sorry, Rowan. I didn't mean
I'm
to.
still in front of you. I'm just having... Reynold is facing backwards watching you guys.
Oh, so you're just like at camp facing away from us?
So as we're still walking until we stop. Once you guys stop.
I thought
then-
we had stopped.
Oh, so we were stopping because it was getting dark.
No, well then I have stopped and I have...
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
I don't
hurt your
even...
feelings.
I don't even pay you any mind.
I'm still
I
talking
go
to you.
straight to
I just grin.
setting up my tent and training.
So I'm sorry it hurt your feelings that we didn't get accepted into the Continental Watch. But again, none of us did. We were all trying for it.
Katya, can I get one of those pieces of parchment?
Yeah. Here.
Thank you. I take it over to you, Rowan. I say, here, if you wanna add to your training, here's a piece of parchment you can use to. You could try to scribe a scroll.
Set that down right there for me.
Do not.
Right here.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
No.
Ooh!
No.
Burning hands.
I mean,
That was mine that cost.
I really didn't think it upset you that much. I'm sorry.
I mean, he just wants an owl.
Yeah. Fine, and I go about making food.
I go further away from you than normal to like train and stuff.
As he's walking away, it's not like he could hit anything anyway.
Yeah, I think that's why he practices on air.
Rude. You're too far away, you can't hear us.
You went further away.
That way he always hits.
Oh my goodness. I love this. Mm-hmm.
So how far from them do you set your camp up?
50 feet.
You just instantly pack up what you had set up of your tent and just storm off.
He is very volatile with his emotions.
Yeah, sometimes I get the feeling that he's not even a team player. Like, we're supposed to all be in this together, and he just wants to go off and do his own thing. It's fine, though. Like, it's...
After cooking for a bit. Rowan, food's ready.
Give me a cooking check.
That's just wisdom, right?
Proficiency as well.
Oh, right. 22.
Again, using essentially the same ingredients you had before. Do you use any of...
A little bit. Like you said, there's a plentiful around. I grabbed a
You
couple
probably
of
got
bunches.
enough to use it 3 more times
Let me write
with
that
what you
down.
have. You use enough flavoring, the ration stew that you produce.
The rations.
I'll give some to these two, and I'll grab myself a bowl and walk over to Rowan, where his tent's at. I got food for you. It's really good, I promise.
It is.
Did you know you gave me any?
Yeah, I gave the two of you some and walked over.
This is even better than yesterday. Rowan, you gotta try this. Like, it's
Sorry.
actually pretty okay.
And then I like walk over to the fire, all dejected because he's not talking anymore. And I sit down and eat.
I'll take a few bites and like dump it up. And then I send Reynold over.
That's like really harsh.
And he shits.
Wow.
She just comes over to me and does it.
He just comes over, like, stand right in front of you and just does the...
He flips his tail
And then-
feathers at you.
and, like, comes
Sorry,
back to
I'm gonna
me.
need you to re-say that in Elven, please.
Well,
For the sake of the stream.
I forget, yes.
Oh my goodness.
Taco.
Taco.
Well, we've got Lutka. Oh, no,
Took a
that's...
taco right in front of you.
Pasca. He takes a big old Pasca right in front of you.
Some tacos and pasta.
I'm trying to say I'm sorry. I just go to bed.
I mean, I didn't even think that magical birds could take a shot.
Scheiße.
Katya's like sitting in her little spot just watching this happen. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But after that ordeal, nothing else interrupts you, and you sleep and rest, eventually awakening the next day, gathering everything up and heading on the way.
Yep.
Yep, I'm quiet the whole time. Not a single word spoken.
That is actually like at some point I walk up to you and just
Are you
Okay.
sick?
Nope, just sad.
okay. Keep going.
I'm walking with you all this now, but not.
So then you
Still
see
not
the
the thing.
heartbreak.
Just walking, kicking stones as I go. At least Sammy's my friend.
Sandbert is a good mule. Probably the best mule I've ever had.
Just look at you like...
I'll give you a quick look. It's like,
What? What do you want? Mr. Grouch.
Oh my goodness.
Look, we're almost to Ginhat. We have to do stuff once we get there. We should all be on the same page. So I think that you need to apologize to Rico.
oh, you do.
Yeah.
I move away from... If I'm between the two of them, I am now like 10, 20 feet. Give them space.
And why exactly should I?
Because you're being a big old jerk to him, that's why.
Oh. Is that how you see it?
Yeah? Do you have another way for me to see it?
I don't think you would, even if I explained it.
You know, you need to stop talking down to me. I am perfectly capable of having interactions with people and seeing things from other perspectives.
Yes. Yes, you are.
See, that's what I mean. Stop talking down to me like that. Just say what you need to say. It'll be okay. I can take it.
I don't think I would.
Say it now. I try to intimidate you. I get really big and puffy and then...
Big and puffy.
She's a bullfrog now.
Stop being so mysterious and just tell me what's the problem right now.
Why should I even bother explaining it to you? You wouldn't care either way.
Why do you think I wouldn't care?
I don't think any of you would.
Well, I mean...
Especially that one.
I nod. I get it. I don't care.
She's happy we didn't make it in.
I mean, to be honest, when I came to Menoris, I didn't really even know like what it was I was supposed to be doing. And so it didn't really matter to me one way or the other. I just was kind of told to do stuff. And so far, I think it's been pretty good. I mean, there's been a lot of really not good stuff that's gone on, but we've been a pretty good team so far, and we've been traveling for weeks now. We need to stop being mad at each
It's
other.
only been like a week.
Maybe.
Do you have any concept of working towards a future goal? Of having goals?
I mean, in a sense, yeah.
Plans for them? Things that you would like?
I mean, yeah. I guess.
What are they? What do you want from this? How do you plan on getting it?
I mean, I guess I just want to, like, I don't know.
It just occurs to her now.
I mean, I think back, I don't know if you remember this, but there was a time when the Basinville Blink Dogs were...
This isn't about the Basin Bay Link Dogs. This is about you.
No, but...
What do you want, Katya? Katya.
Conversation suddenly shifts. What do you want? Bet you didn't see that coming.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't really have to think about it until just
Yes,
a
I'm
couple
aware.
weeks
That's why
ago.
I'm asking. Have you ever given it thought?
Yeah, I mean, like, we're going off to, like,
We're going
help
to
people, I guess.
what basically amounts to a backwater city because none of us were good enough to make it into the watch.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if we help people and we do a good job, then eventually we'll, you know...
Eventually,
Make
it's
some-
going to be much longer, much more arduous process now that we're being sent here.
Yeah, but you want me to look in the future. I think you need to focus a little more on what's going on right now.
Oh, I'm unaware of what's going on.
Yeah, well, try to enjoy it. What's the point of getting to something in the future if you're just going to be miserable all the way up to that happens? If that ever happens.
I may be a little upset now, yes. Possibly because I understand what we're going to have to be doing, the work we're going to put in, the extra that we're going to have to do to get where we would be normally with the platform that the watch provides, which we do not have.
Well, then I guess we just got to make it then, don't we?
Yes. It's going to be a lot of hard work.
Well,
You're going to have to actually keep watch sometimes. Not fall asleep.
hey, I only fell asleep once. I've been doing a good job since then.
Well, congratulations.
You're being a bit of a bully, Rowan.
You wanted this. You said we had to get it out now.
So the problem is that I fell asleep once, so you won't work with me in the future.
No, I will work with you in the future because I'm
Hey.
stuck with you.
I have never let anything put me down from where I think I need to be. If I need to do a little bit of work, that's fine. I may not have a lot of
glad to hear you
experience.
say that.
I don't think that 60 years is just a little bit of time. I'm young, I get it, but I'm ready to put in the work.
Well, I'm glad you are. I really am glad to hear that because we're going to have to. A lot. And it really didn't seem to me that you ever put in work towards bettering yourself in any way.
I figure we're still walking.
Well, yeah, but I just figure you and I are like watching back and forth as we do.
I think that you're being a little bit shallow and that you're only seeing certain aspects of who I am. Because that's not true. I have had to put in work before. Just because I haven't had to think a lot about money and things like that doesn't mean that I don't think about those things. I don't have to think about them, but it doesn't mean that I haven't.
I see, and you know, it's all right.
Why did you want to join?
Oh,
That's a fair question.
We've all talked about why we want to. You haven't said a thing.
well, if you must know,
Uh,
I was tired of living in a place I didn't feel I was wanted, and I wanted to become famous enough to afford my own way of life and invite those I do love and care about most to come and enjoy that with me. Unfortunately, they're not going to live as long as I am, so I need to do that quicker.
Well, you do look at it this way. Maybe this might
Oh,
cheer you up.
I don't want to hear anything from you.
If you do it this way, you become famous rather than the watch.
How much happiness did you get from watching us fail? From seeing specifically, I know you didn't really think much
not
of me.
enjoy the failing. That was not no, that was not pleasant.
Yes, I saw the smirk you gave when
That's
none of us. Well, yes.
I didn't care
by
about
the
that.
way.
But doing it, this way, you become famous as this rather than the watch getting all the credit for saving whatever. Just a thought.
Yes, except being in the watch, you have much greater opportunity to impress people. To, like I said, the platform
Everybody
is
just
much
thinks it's
wider.
the watch.
Some of us actually wanted to get into the watch. Some of us have put in a lot of effort into training and studying, probably for longer than most of you have been alive.
That's probably true.
Some of us had that as a major step towards achieving our goals. And then, Katya, I know that more or less since we've met, I have been overconfident, bleeding heavily into arrogance.
Yes.
I'm not an idiot, alright? I just thought that maybe if I said that I could and that I thought I was good enough, that I would be. Finally, once in my life, I would be good enough.
I still roll.
Questa starts like tearing up, and she runs in to try to give Rowan a hug.
Not now, Questa.
I'm sorry. This is what I mean. You gotta open up.
You have all of these
I'm
lofty
just holding
goals
on.
and
You just
people you
stand
care
there
about
just like-
and things you have plans for. Imagine getting kicked out of your own city because no one wanted you there.
Aw.
You know, perhaps our situations weren't really so different.
That's what I've been trying to say.
Just you and I now.
That's fair.
Well, I mean, your guys' arrogance is kind of on the same level.
Oh, I assure you, I no longer have such grandiose thoughts floating about my head.
That should be
afterward.
improvement.
I mean, I understand wanting to get into the watch because it gives you something, a place to belong. I didn't get in either, and that's what I came here for.
I'm well aware none of us got in. They picked someone who could fly, and a man who can't remember what he ate 2 minutes ago because he was large.
So maybe joining the watch isn't what you actually wanted. If they're just picking people who can fly and a giant guy who can't remember things just because he's big, maybe it is better that you go out on your own to prove your own name.
You can do that in the watch as well. Trust me on this.
I mean...
But we didn't get in. So what that means is that we just have to work hard, like you said.
Yes, which I am going to do because it's all I have ever done.
Well, then we're going to do it. And we're going to make money. We're going to get you fame.
That is...
We're going to get him glory. We're going to get whatever Katya wants.
Katya wants to
Money.
just find the next interesting thing. That's all she's here for.
Well, we can find lots of interesting things.
Had she not found him on the road, she wouldn't even be here right now. Had we got in, she wouldn't be here right now.
Those are both true things.
Yeah. She has no stake in the game. She's just here to see what happens.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, my trip here hasn't been wasted. Because I came here looking for something, and I found it. At least for now.
Oh, good on you.
Well, other than you just mad at me for...
I wanted to get into the watch.
Yep.
I wanted to more than anything. I have been working towards that goal for the last
So,
30
you
years.
asked Questa about her plan. Did you not have a backup plan in case you didn't get in? I know you're gonna get in, but there's always the chance that it doesn't.
Only backup plan there really is after such a
Super
thing
good.
is this. And I had really, really hoped to not have to get here.
So, what we do is buckle down, bust our asses, and get it done.
You were telling me things I already knew and
Perfect.
already was going to do.
Now we're all on the same page. You good now? Are you gonna stop sulking and join us as a group instead of putting your tent way over there?
Perhaps.
Are you gonna teach me how to have my own elf?
Do I get it all?
Can I do that?
You actually can.
You can make a scroll.
Yeah.
It requires parchment of higher quality than what she has on her, as well as inks of high quality, and then it still takes time and rolling on a table, but you can do it.
No.
I mean, maybe someday.
Perhaps someday.
Perfect.
It doesn't have to be an owl, you know.
Really?
Yes.
What else can it be?
A myriad of creatures you can choose from. Bats, ravens, imps.
What's myriad?
No, imps we can't do imps. That's
No.
for warlocks.
Yep.
I think it's like a reflective surface thing.
What's myriad?
Myriad is many.
Oh,
there are
many, okay.
there are a large selection of familiars to choose from.
Oh, myriad. I knew what that was.
Thought he said mirrored.
I know what a mirror is.
But look at us. We're communicating. That's good because we got a lot of work to do.
Yes.
By the way, how long do we have left until Ginhat?
At least a day. About a day.
That lasted for like a whole 20 minutes.
Well, that just ruined that whole mood.
As you traveled having this conversation over the course of a large portion of the day, you know you're into the mid-afternoon, as somewhere along the lines you had followed a bend in the road, it seems, as you now look about and realize you're heading in a slightly different direction. And just as you start to wonder if you turned wrong,
I wasn't leading us this time.
you start to see what appears to be the shape of small buildings far off in the distance further down the road. The forest line
Is that
washed
it?
behind it.
That should be it.
I have no
according to-
idea where I am.
Yes.
Yes, you
Yes.
with the forest behind it, you feel pretty confident that it's most likely Ginhat.
It looks,
Tiny.
yeah.
Why do you think we're getting a castle?
You do not see anything that could be a castle.
Like, I don't think that we're getting a castle. I was just trying to be positive.
I was hoping for the best.
That's a little high, hoping.
Best, I said.
Like, really, really high hoping.
That's us having a plan.
That's not a
That
plan.
wasn't a plan. That was me, like, just hoping for the best.
I mean,
That's bordering
It's
on
the end of a
delusions
plan.
of grandeur.
And he's saying it.
Hi, I'm Rico. Have we met?
He makes a good point.
look, we're nobodies now, but
We'll be somebody someday.
we'll be.
Your name, it finally fits as well. Except you really didn't need the middle part. We could have just gone with the nobodies, and it would have been
Middle part, like
the
there's
notable
just
nobodies.
two names. Like it's the front and the. How is there a middle?
Well, there's
The
Oh, the I didn't put stuff
Three.
like on the paper.
Either way, like Questa was getting to, eventually we'll be somebody's.
Be notable.
Although we might have to change the name.
We'll be notable.
What about, like... Never mind, I'm not going to say it because Rowan will get mad.
Okay.
You just have to change the whole scheme of it when you become somebody's, though, so it becomes like the Misadventures of the super somebodies.
See? God knows.
God always has a plan.
I keep walking.
You draw nearer and nearer to the very small village. You start to realize as the buildings come more into focus, into shape. And before you even reach the village itself, you've been able to count out what appears to be maybe 6 or 7 buildings, some further beyond that you can see, but you start to lose count. A large grouping of them to the right side as you start to near it. The first thing you see, however, just as you enter the village itself, a single wagon is positioned just off the road, a strange tent already erected at the top of it. As you press on into the...
A weird place for a
What
wagon.
is that? I'm curious. Stick
First,
my head in there.
first things
Hello?
first, we need to find Januel.
You
He'll tell
stick
us.
your head...
Just
Like not in, but like in the wherever the doorway is, kind of like not in the doorway, but in this like.
As you
Hello?
poke your head trying to look into the tent, kind of having to raise yourself up to the side of the wagon. You look in, and there's a sudden flurry of motion. Ah! Oh! Hey there. How's it going?
Hi.
Is there something I can... Wait a minute.
This is a very interesting wagon you have. here.
Ah, hey, I think I know you guys.
Is this guy a very tall?
Yes, as he starts to pull himself out, you see a very tall furball start to emerge. A mirage of colors all across his clothing. Fairly plain cloth, just dyed in a kaleidoscope of colors.
How common are furball?
They're one of the lesser common, but...
I've
by no
seen one
means-
before.
You might not have, actually.
But
We
I
saw
have
one
seen
in,
oh no.
You saw one there.
Yes, never mind.
As he starts to come out, his thick, long gray, you notice seemingly unnaturally gray hair is pulled into thick braids, about a dozen or more of them that hang loosely off the back of him. As he gets down,
What is that?
you guys, you're the nobodies I heard of, right?
You are correct. We are nobodies.
Yeah,
Are you Januel?
that I am. Jamuel, how's it
Behold,
going?
Kester, the castle.
I was told to wait at your guys' headquarters for you.
You know,
all.
it's much more colorful than I thought it'd be.
Oh,
A
that?
wagon?
No, that's just my tent. This, as he motions to the wagon itself, is what they've purchased for y'all. It's not too bad. I mean, I'll of course move my tent if you ever need to reposition.
It's a good wagon. I mean, look at it. Look at the sturdy wheels on that thing. I go inspect the wagon.
Yeah, it's nice.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Pat the top.
I've certainly ridden
All that
less than this before. I mean, you at least got a top to it. I mean, it's fully wooden. It's not. They didn't even save any money going for the cloth top. You got a whole carriage here.
See, look at that. A whole carriage.
Can we call it castle?
Is he our Don John? Or
He's our major domo.
Is Kesta like about to cry a little bit? Or?
Yeah, Kesta, she's not like full out crying. She's just kind of like
You know,
withdrawn. Just
we should just call it the castle.
Oh yeah, I felt that way too when I got here. It's not much of a city, but the people here aren't too bad.
okay.
He doesn't seem to realize what you're crying about.
Yeah.
She's just so happy that we're here.
Is there like a
Just over
door on the
There
wagon?
is. On either side of it, there are small doors that you'd have to like angle yourself sideways through to get in. But,
I'm used to it. Just pop the door and start climbing.
So how big exactly is it?
it's about 8 feet long and maybe about 6 feet wide.
It's huge.
I mean, it's actually a pretty big wagon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna climb inside of it.
You climb in. As you do, you find either side of it has sitting benches, a few small wooden shelves.
How
From the inside, from the floor to the top of it is maybe about 4.5 feet.
Oh, I mean, it's a little tight, but
Yeah, you can't.
I mean, I'm
sit
used to
up,
it.
But yeah.
From ground outside to the top of the wagons, maybe about 7 or so feet.
Poke my head up. Does it roll?
It's great.
Yes, it's
Well,
a cart.
You
Yeah,
gotta.
I mean, the other guy's cart was a cart and it had a broken wheel.
This
Yeah, I see y'all have a mule that. I mean, it won't get it anywhere quick, but that should be able to pull it.
Sammy, you're gonna be our cart puller too.
Of course, I guess I might also. Some of y'all look like you might weigh a bit. Mostly looking at you.
I was like,
Honestly.
Might
Yeah.
be a
Oh,
bit of a
no.
wear on it. You might want to look into getting another one, but I mean,
You can get Sambert a friend.
maybe we can send her to go buy it this time, so she won't be mad at us.
I feel a lot more confident about my mule buying prowesses at this point. So I
Perhaps
think
we need other people to get the mule buying prowess up as well. I think that's a good idea.
Do not pay more than 8 gold pieces for
Hey,
me.
do you still have some of that charcoal
There you go.
that I bought for you?
okay.
Yes.
Can I have a little bit of it, please? And I just rake the castle across the back part of the
you just
wagon.
scrawl across in coal.
Eventually, we'll be able to afford to get an actual name put on this.
Cannot wait.
Just
Can I see
Samuel
it?
kind of looks back.
Don't use all of it. Use it for his
Alright.
more birds.
It's got a name
Notable
already and
nobodies across the
everything.
side.
For it's more birds.
Well, I was told to meet you all here, and well, I guess I'm gonna be a bit of a assistant for y'all.
Yeah.
Gotta tell you, I haven't been in Ginhat too long. Only got here about 4 days ago, I think it was. So it's a bit of a new experience for me too. But hey, that's what life is.
Well, it is our pleasure to meet you,
Oh, mine too.
Jamule.
Yeah.
So what do you do, Daniel? What's your expertise?
Oh, well, I mean, myself, I like to, fiddle with things here and there. I'm by no means an expert at anything, but I know a few things about this or that. I like to keep myself busy. For the most part, that's why they sent me here, is you guys, I imagine anyways, probably have expertise. It's things you all are good at, and I can kind of just fill in wherever you might be lacking,
Yeah, we all have expertise, that's for sure.
I mean, I'm not too bad, sewing up a wound occasionally.
I can do that too, but mine's magic.
Oh yeah, I don't have any of that.
Me either.
Well, should we go introduce ourselves to the town?
I mean,
Get a general lay of what's going on?
probably. Do we want to set up a camp though? We have tents and stuff. We can just get it all set up right here around the wagon, and just have a place to come right back to.
What time is it right now?
It's still like very early evening as you're actually in town. You've still got at least 3 hours of daylight left.
Well, we just have it set up and we just come back to it.
And
then it's all ready for us.
That after, like later in the evening, majority of the town will probably be at the tavern. I don't see much else to do, actually.
Major export
As you looked about through the conversation,
see the whole town.
you can see probably the entire town from this point. All of it seems to be a total of maybe 16 buildings, a majority of them to the right side of the entrance to town that seem to be a mostly clumping of varied residential locations. And even of the 16 buildings you can see, you could spot 3 of them at a quick glance that you're almost surprised are still standing.
You know, maybe one of the first things we should do is help them fix their houses. Look at those ones.
Yeah.
Good luck.
You're not going to help?
I have no skills in that area.
I mean, there might be someone here who could do it. We just get them the stuff they need. And there's a bunch of woods over there.
That's true, and you guys have both become quite proficient at chopping wood.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say proficient.
Well, and I'd, not to listen in too intently, but I might have to warn you against just taking wood out of the forest there. It's kind of Stratson's contract to do so.
Oh,
That's
right.
true.
I forgot those things.
I mean, not saying you can't. They don't have eyes everywhere, but they've got eyes everywhere.
That's fair.
Where are you from, Jamuel?
Oh, me and myself, I actually started off up in Markovia.
Oh,
Yeah.
quite a trip.
Oh yeah, I came down here. I mean, it's been 20 years or so now that I've been here, but I think I've been in just about all the main cities. This is my first time here in Ginhat, like I said. I haven't made it over to Hill's Edge, but that's a kind of newer place, so.
Alright, well, I definitely think that if we want to become famous and etc., we should perhaps, as well as protecting these people, find a way to make them slightly more impressive. If this is going to be our domain, this is quite
Good luck.
underwhelming.
You need to be a little more happier, Rowan.
I'm
Like, at
afraid
least pretend.
to say that it's just...
Oh, it's ramshackle. Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm aware.
Yeah.
Yes.
But this is where we're at.
I mean,
You
they
gotta
do
make the
have
best
at
of the
least one
situation.
decent export. If we find a way for them to capitalize on that more, maybe they could afford
I'm happy.
solid buildings.
Doesn't look like it. Were you bitten by a spider when you were a kid?
I start setting
Thanks.
up my
See,
tent.
that's all you gotta do. Just smile. Thank you. Like, I know inside you're seething with rage,
That is.
but we don't want everyone else to know that.
That appears to be taking a lot of effort.
It's
This is
great
my
pains.
normal face. And it...
Yeah. Just bring those corners up just a little bit. Just a little bit. We'll work on that.
I'm
So,
like,
should
I'm
we go
watching
meet the
him like
people then?
snarl at him instead of smile.
So, you leave Jamuel at the headquarters, the castle, as it were,
Cacti Jamuel.
and head back into your first trip into Ginhat itself.
Find the
And
tent.
that's where we'll end tonight.
Jamuel.
Ooh. I think.
Thank you everyone for watching. It's good to have everyone here for this. Bit more role play, lore dumping, backstory delving than I might have expected, but good stuff all around. There was a bit of, as far as everyone else was concerned, there was a definite pullback of what you had been presenting with your backstory up to this point. So
That
Kinda.
one came out last episode.
Yes.
If I had been here.
But, again, thank you to Kingdom Geekdom, as well as thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching. We'll be back here next Friday, 7 o'clock. Thank you. Have a good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Toodaloo.